Okay, yeah, good. We got that out of the way first.
Yeah, now that we're done talking about healing through masturbation,
I mean, that can be part of your healing process for sure.
Well, yeah, you're just, you have an endurance loss for about two to three rounds or so, I'd say. I
there's
guess that would be
definitely there's definitely a thing in Chinese medicine where we're like, if you've too much sex depletes the kidney yang.
well, I took the feet decrease refractory time, so
Oh, nice, good job.
yeah, 5 minutes, ready to go again.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sausage factory, where's Blodgett?
I want to take, and I'm gonna need somebody to walk me through what I need to roll for this, but I want to take that other potion of hill miner wounds that I have. I think.
You got to heal like light wounds or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of healing spells I can kick you.
I mean, I'm sitting at 68. If I can bump it up a little bit, like I want to be able to hit things, and I'm very nervous about us running into something that my sword doesn't work on again.
Just a second. You've got another 6 points. Does that help?
That's probably good. That puts me in the let's see, 74. Yeah, I'm probably good.
Yeah, Ben, what happened?
Down still. How many are you down still?
Let's see, about another 70.
Good lord. Okay, well, I gave you another 6 after that.
I took all those arrows and then I tried to fight a thing with a sword that didn't work. So
Well, I gave you a total of 12.
I appreciate it. No, I'm an 82 now. I'm good.
To quote from The Crow, you put a smile on my face.
And by the way, I'm picking that shield up now, and yeah, we did that already. We put it in the bag of holding. Yeah, I definitely want to keep that because that needs to be a gift to somebody. I don't know who, but there's going to be somebody
we don't like.
Well, obviously, yeah, somebody we don't like, but we want to be respectful to up front, who isn't going to be able to figure out what it does. Like maybe,
Vic, can we put the bag on that holding on the ground and let Frederick fire an experimental arrow and make sure that that arrow does not go to somebody who's holding the bag of holding? I'd like to do that.
Might
Just
be
take
a
an
bad
ordinary
idea.
arrow.
It's actually
Don't
not a
shoot
bad
things
idea.
into the bag of holding. It could rupture it.
Sure, go for it. You can totally do that.
No.
Okay. Tell you what, we'll nerf the arrow. I will take off the arrow head and I will blunt it with a put a I don't know, piece of Nerf foam or something like that, some ant guard shit. Basically to yeah, you can make a stun arrow actually. You can split it in half and make it kind of like forked in the middle, and it shouldn't basically make it where it doesn't do any damage, or wrap it in cloth.
Whoever's holding the bag, make sure they have some like eye pro on so they don't take one right in the face.
Well, I mean, put the bag out away from anybody else. Okay.
Well, yeah, but if nobody's holding the bag, it's not going to hit anybody.
Well, I know that, but is it going to hit the bag? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, is it going to go for the bag?
I'd say let's test this after we've gotten through this fight.
Okay. All right. Well, the problem is, John, if we get into another fight, and do I just not shoot anymore until we're sure? Or
yeah. Okay. No, you're right. Let's check this out. I got it.
Okay.
On board.
All right, Vic, I will use a ordinary arrow that I've blunted, especially for this purpose, to make it to where it does minimal damage, and fire it. I guess want to see if I flunk again.
All right, the ordinary arrow fired does not go into the bag.
Okay, then the bag, it's safe to carry, I would say, the bag, whoever wants to carry it. The curse has been dampened by the bag of holdings magic, evidently.
Oh yeah, it's kind of in an extra dimensional area, so yay.
Yeah.
I think that was a worthwhile test to run.
Yeah, I wanted to do
Yep.
that before I shot any more arrows.
Well, before you waste a turn firing like, I mean, however many insane amount of arrows you fire anyway, and then we're sitting there waiting for like a, oh crap, that screwed us last time.
For what now?
That screwed us last time because that was a lot of damage that did not get done in that initial round.
Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah, that sucked. Yeah,
And then
probably.
I couldn't take,
Most unfortunate.
yeah. I mean, it was well worth it for the comedic value, but
Yeah, once is enough. I think the novelty. What is it? It was swell, but now the swelling's gone down. So don't. I've got insurance that covers these kind of accidents. I got it a while back. I didn't tell you guys, but yeah, it's special butt insurance. Yeah, so you won't have to say it was started by that guy, I think in Skyrim, that said I was once an adventurer like you, till I took an arrow in the butt.
Let me check one more thing and then we'll be ready to go.
It was funny, and Skyrim actually created a character called Maik the Liar and dressed him, made him look like Maik the Liar. And as I was Maik the Liar, I didn't believe in dragons. So after the first part where you get away from Helgen, I said that I would go and talk to the Jarl about the dragons, but I never did. And so the dragons never got activated. And so there's no dragons in Skyrim.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh crap! Huh?
It's like you go down to what is it? That one overlook place down by where Eastron has his holdings, where there's always a dragon. There's no dragon there. There's a couple of necromancers, and they attack you. They have a tent.
Doesn't that effectively break the game though?
Pretty much, it's beautiful.
I mean, yeah, because you can't beat any of the. Okay, I was just curious because all their games are cool in that way that you'll get to a point and you'll do something. And they'll be like, if you keep going, the game is over. You can no longer beat it. Like you should not have killed that character, Ben. Like why did you do that?
You just play and there's no dragons, and I always avoid the shout walls because I don't want any shouts. You know, it's like you see a shout wall, you turn and run.
Okay.
Okay.
No word walls. Stay away. It's like we have a quest that involves a shout. Eat me. I'm Maik the Liar. Oh, go on your quest. Run.
What are you doing there then, John? I mean, that's what you played Skyrim for.
It's funny. I was just testing to see what I could do, and you can do almost everything else. I go on a lot of different other quests, and I have several houses. Maik is a Jarl, which I find hysterical. I run into Maik the Liar occasionally. He looks at me very judgingly.
As well, he should.
Yes.
Avoiding all the shout walls. Those are fun. I love getting a new shout.
But no, Maik has no shouts. He's taken no dragon souls. There are no dragons. And Maik knows this because Maik has lied and said they don't exist. And now they don't because he is that powerful of a mage.
I see.
It's interesting.
It's a question because there is this theory in magic of if you disbelieve in karma, how much of an effect does it actually have? Can you disbelieve in magic enough that magic itself doesn't have an effect on you?
Don't think so. It's like not
John's trying to prove it true. John's trying to prove out that rule.
In Skyrim, you could do something. It's kind of funny because I always wondered what would happen in the places where there's always dragons. Since you've not activated the first dragon, there are no dragons. There's other enemies. That's all there is. And there's very few vampires, too. I think he ran into like one or two, and he's made it all the way up to like 50th level.
Do you have the Dawn Guard DLC?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is odd.
So walk me through how you canceled out the dragons again. You just found the.
No, you just you start off in Helgen. The dragon attacks. You don't get your head cut off. You get out. Okay.
Okay.
You go to what is it? Riverwood? Yeah.
Winterrun or something, I think.
No, Riverwood. It's that little town that you go to. Well, actually,
yeah,
Whiterun is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's a little shitty town with a mill. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I went with the one Stormcloak that I escaped with, and they're saying we have to go and tell the Jarl of Whiterun about the dragon. So I say, okay, but I'm Mike the liar, so I don't have to because I just lied about it. So I go to Whiterun, tell them I have business with the Jarl, and I have to tell them about a dragon. They let me in. I never talked to the Jarl. I never ever talked to the Jarl.
Okay,
So that
got you. So
stops
you
the
just don't
dragons.
progress. You just don't progress the main story, so there's no dragons.
Yeah.
They don't ever spawn. Okay, got you.
Yep.
Well, you didn't break the game. You just never started it. That's what I'm
Well,
hearing.
yeah, but Skyrim being what it is, you can still do everything else, which is
Yep.
great.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Go shopping at Central Market, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, there's all sorts of fucking mods for that thing. Lost track years ago.
You should see his house in Skyrim. It's fucking insane. John's dragged a whole bunch of dead bodies and wine and trash in front of his house. It looks like a goddamn bordel.
Oh, that's with a different character. That's the one named John Hemmert.
Okay,
I really love talking to Harkon. I am John Hemmert. Who are you?
is that your double wide in Leonard, Texas, or something like that? You still reaching for that?
Yeah, really.
You gotta have that asshole next door neighbor with carnivorous dogs that chase people off and shit.
Yeah. It's funny. You see, there's bodies that are permanent. There are bodies, that are like at places, and you can move those. And so I drag them all and put them on my front porch. So it looks like the neighbors came over, partied, and got stinkoed.
Oh my
They just
gosh.
lay there. And I threw down a bunch of empty wine bottles. They're all over the place. And I got torches that are stuck in bowls. So it looks like there was like an overnight or maybe a week-long binge that happened in front of the house at Lakeview. And
What do you
it's
got?
pretty fucking crazy.
You have tank top armor as well?
Totally.
Yeah. It's wife beater +3.
And always try and shoot for the best mullet you can on your character.
Oh, yeah. Now with mullet power.
Yep. Yeah, here we go. Game time. I need to shut up about Skyrim.
So we're healing Bash and okay.
So Bash, you feel better about life, which is good.
I definitely feel better about life. A little more secure in my wood.
Which is important. Guys want to be secure in their wood.
They do, yeah.
The fuck ever.
It's Rob Ross time. He's a happy little tree.
I love you guys like my own player characters. All right, the elves that are there, thank you profusely. And they're gonna get this kid back to his parents. Bash may or may not be joining us tonight. Sorry, Blodgett. He has Blodgett is on vacation, but his company is calling him. So apparently the Thieves Guild is calling Blodgett about a project, and they have big company decisions that they need him to make.
She needed to heal about 40. She was about down to 40 points or half, from what I recall anyway. So Gerlos, Brandon, Ben, what is your proposed next move or our next move? I'm game.
I would say we fall back, try and track the princess, and head back to where she's going. Because honestly, I really don't think they can protect themselves properly in this. I mean, look at what we're facing. I don't think they're up to it.
Okay.
And unless we just want to add to the body count, end up with her on a tied to a stake over a fire, saying help me, Mario, save me. You're a plumber. I'm not into that. This isn't that kind of game.
Oh,
I'm okay either way. I'm not super concerned with the princess's safety because she just has rubbed me the wrong way, and whatever happens to her. But we can go back and check on her. That's fine.
Well, no, you see, you've got to understand the long game that I'm playing. I don't want,
understand.
it's not so much about protecting her. It's that she rubbed me the wrong way too, and I want to be able to be there so that we can rub her nose in it.
That's fine too. Yeah. Like I'm not opposed to it.
Just besides the side talk about how long John's game is, please note that the princess told you that the thing that you need to defeat the guy who came back with all the evil is in the temple.
Oh, well, crap. Okay, let's plow our way straight there and dive in and wipe him out.
Well, or we can do exactly what you proposed and run back and talk to the princess again, just to irritate Victor.
What did you? Yeah.
You guys,
See how many times we can do that
I
before she gets irritated with us.
once I start this WebEx every day, every Tuesday, I know that I'm going to be irritated. So.
That's a given. Okay. LJ, by the way,
class victim, I love it.
you're the a great magic weapon grader on the one sword. That's good for several hours, just so you know. I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Brandon.
You know what? I put the microphone back on my headphones,
Oh, okay. All right.
so you couldn't hear me. Okay, well what's the bonus that gives the rapiers again?
+2 in this case.
Okay. Could I get you to cast that on the other one too?
Okay. Done.
Awesome.
But that's all I got. That's all the third level spells I got there. So, but
I will
it
make
should help.
I will make sure it's worth it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just saying I can't do any more weapons. So
Let me
hey,
figure the new
actually,
bonuses on that.
Bash, did you say your weapon was ineffective? It doesn't have a +2 bonus or something?
No, my other weapon was not, my main greatsword was not effective. I forget exactly why. I had to switch over to the Giant Slayer, which isn't
Okay.
terrible. It's not as good, but it's not terrible.
Okay, all right.
If you want, you can use the Mighty Duck Avenger.
No, the thing is, Ben has two weapons. One has a +3 bonus. One has a +1 bonus. His main weapon that he gets all of his advantages and that he's trained with, and that he gets all of his bonuses with, is a +1 weapon with a whole bunch of other bonuses on it.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. All right. Is it a bastard sword or
It is a Dragon Fang greatsword.
okay.
So
80s fantasy movie style?
It-
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's just what comes to mind.
No, I
Picturing it.
that works for me. That seems like what I would kind of see.
All right.
I have gauntlets of bull strength, but I don't think those help me any on my attacks, unfortunately.
Well, it helps your attack bonus, but it doesn't help the
Damage,
resistance
right?
that they have.
Well, which way to the temple? Dadgummit, hold on a second.
The directions she gave you was to go straight on, and you should be seeing it about here.
All right, well, onward.
All right, your choice. You can, I of all the things that I can be argued to do, railroading is not on the list. Like, oh, we want to go and change the entire course of the adventure by going to the Elven Village. Well, okay then.
Look, I just wanted a break from the fire giant dungeon, okay?
Right. I mean, you know, it's understood. Understood. I appreciate it. Okay, you continue on. Party order again, if I remember correctly, was shit. Okay, I don't remember.
Frederick, I should probably take point along with LJ and Bash.
Okay. And Lev, of course, bringing up the rear because he's the solid archmage and likes to be hit from behind. right.
Well, in absence of anyone else, I'd like to stay at Garlos's side.
Oh, okay. I see how you are.
Yeah, Carlos will be covering Lev.
Good deal.
All right. You come up to the Temple of Corellon Larethian, the elven deity, and the temple has you're experienced enough to know when something feels off and at ease, and this definitely has that feeling. The temple door is almost but not quite closed. There's no one standing about outside. You've got the main door entrance, and inside. Actually, give me a listen check because you're not straight up to the doors yet. Frodrick and LJ, give me a listen check, please.
Alrighty.
21, Vic.
Thank you.
And this is insane. 31.
All right. Between the two of you, you guys can make out 4 different voices arguing and shouting. 3 of them sound male, 1 sounds female.
What tongue and
Elvish. They're shouting in Elvish.
Underdark or
No,
regular Elvish?
Elven.
regular Elvish, drow, like gray Elvish.
It just so happens that LJ speaks Elven.
Okay, well, take
So
over.
what are they arguing about?
It sounds like whether someone has the right to do something and a bit of like a hold your ground, stay away kind of shouts back and forth. What do you guys want to do?
Okay, closer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to determine if these are friendly parties having a disagreement or...
Definitely somebody's unhappy with somebody else for sure.
Okay, well...
Yeah, someone is fighting. It doesn't sound like there's actual fisticuffs, fighting, and swords involved, but definitely people are fighting in some way against each other.
Geralt, you're Elven, right?
That is correct. Gerlos is Elven. You're asking if you're Elven.
What kind of diplomacy
Yes.
check do you have?
Pretty good. I've got a 19 charisma and five points in diplomacy.
Pretty good.
LJ also has a total bonus for 12, so he's good with diplomacy. Why don't he and Garlos walk in together?
Yeah, why don't you
Good.
2 lead, and Frodrick will cover the rear quarter.
What do you guys think about this? What if we knock on the door?
I don't think so. Honestly, I think if this is the temple and they say that the bad guys at the temple, we should probably scout this. Can we send
What is
familiar in there?
What's the temple built out of, Victor?
Wood.
Burn it down.
Appears to be living wood, actually.
Okay.
A little harder to burn, but definitely doable. You have enough firepower.
Yes, I am, buddy.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So I also I might have to look away
Use
while we do
magic
this.
missile.
But I do remember some giants that had a bad day when we lit some stuff on fire. So I think we should keep that in the back of our minds as, if nothing else, a negotiation tactic.
Hey, fire does cleanse.
If everybody is in there, I don't know how important this structure is to the Elven community, but
It's kind of their community center. It's a sacred place. I don't think they'd be loving us much after we torched it.
Yeah, it's kind of the religious center, and actually, Frodrick is kind of a fan of this particular god. So
you hear okay, yeah, I'm not muted. You hear a very loud explosion inside the temple.
Okay, in we go.
how about we just open the doors wide and then look to see what's going on before we charge in?
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Okay.
But stand ready.
Who is going to do what?
LJ is
Someone
going
open
to
the doors. I'm
doors.
gonna knock my bow.
All right, LJ, Brandon, sorry, you're saying?
LJ is going to open the doors.
Carlos will assist.
I will back LJ up on the other side of the doors, but make sure I leave some space for Frodo to shoot.
Hold on. In low
Carlos
ready.
and LJ, what are your armor classes?
Oh
30.
hell!
Here it comes.
Just a second. I have to find my armor class sheet. I have so many sheets of sheet.
LJ, an arrow lands just to the left of your head, embedded into the door.
Okay.
What
What is the base for leather? And
What's the base for leather, and do I go up?
Judas Priest.
Upwards, it's 10 plus leather plus dex plus orientation, male or female is determined.
Base 10.
What?
I was kidding.
Leather is +2.
+2 for leather.
We need to get this guy better armor.
Give me 2.
You take him to Hot Topic.
I might have something.
15. All right, you get to eat an arrow. 5 points of damage to Garlos. The two of you are shot from above. You can see there's a give you a quick rundown of the room. There is a and Frederick, you said you were covering them.
Yes.
Bash, what are you doing?
I was going to post up on the other side of the door, leaving enough room for Frodo to shoot.
Okay. And
If that's
Lev?
possible, I don't.
Lev is going to stand behind Garlos. Well, if Frederick is behind Garlos, he's not going to stand directly behind him, but
Well,
to the
Frederick
side.
is behind Bash.
Yeah.
All right. You can see up on what is essentially the second floor of this thing. I do not have a handy dandy thing inside, so I'm just going to put this here. And Elf, he had arrows knocked and ready and fired. You can see another elf in robes, encircled by what appears to be living flame. And actually, we'll do this. You guys there. All right. And so the elven guy in robes is standing in the middle of a circle of living flame. It's kind of like shield wall barrier thing around him. There's a guy who looks like a very ugly half elf, trying to break down the barrier that the guy has. And then there is a human woman, whom oddly enough you recognize, and it's really surreal that Lady Croissant would be in this elven town, but she's here.
Oh my god. You gotta be shitting me.
And she's behind him trying to break through on the other side. And then the third person is another ugly looking half elf who is already facing the doorway. And as you open the door, he casts Hypnotic Pattern. Which
Man, you can just
sure
act
you guys are
that
gonna...
quickly.
Hmm?
You can just act that quickly. Was he prepared for us or something?
Clippity cloppity clippity cloppity. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
What-
silent. You guys are not silent. I love you. You're not quiet people.
Okay, so what did he do exactly? I'm sorry.
He cast hypnotic pattern.
Okay.
Now, the upside of this is that I'm 90% sure it's not going to do a goddamn thing to you people.
I'll look and double check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
roll
one person.
2d4.
2d4 plus caster level to determine the number of hit dice affected.
Which one of them shot the arrows?
The elf up top shot the arrows at you.
Outside of the barrier?
Yeah, the only person inside the barrier is the guy in green, the elf in robes.
Okay, I'm thinking he might be a good guy because the others are utter bastards.
He's
So,
either
yeah, LJ and Garlos are completely unaffected by the hypnotic pattern. Initiative, everyone, please. D20 plus initiative. Your dex bonus if you have improved in it.
Initiative.
1.
Yeah. Roderick.
LJ goes in 24, and Lev goes in 12.
What'd you get again, Bash?
21.
Thank you, Frederick. Carlos, you said 12 or 10? 10. Love goes when?
12.
12. All right. There you go. Well, my monsters have shit for a initiative as usual. All right, LJ, you go first, sir.
Okay. LJ is going to rush the alleged Lady Coruscant.
Okay.
Good choice.
How many attacks can I make at that distance?
Good time to eat a croissant.
What'd you say, Vic?
Joan was saying you're a croissant.
Yeah.
Second. Okay. Um, you can't actually make an attack against her because she's right here in the back. You could make an attack against the half-elf male in front of her.
Okay,
If you want to engage her, you'd have to basically go around him.
No, I'll just engage the half elf. It's fine.
Okay. All right. The half elf's armor class is 21. You'll be able to do one attack with each weapon. You're basically running about 40 feet.
All right. Nice. I did well over 21. Let's threaten to crit. Ooh, even better.
You can actually crit. It's not
Yeah,
a play
this is
golem.
this is awesome.
A nice break.
Vacation at last.
Mm-hmm.
I mistakenly wrote that down as a D10 of damage instead of a D8. It's a D8. My bad. Okay, so 10, 14. That's 40 damage.
All right. How much was each attack?
The one that crit was 10 plus 13, so
The
23.
And the other one was
And
17.
the other one is 17.
Okay.
Calculator standing by.
Good job. He appears appropriately pissed.
Good.
You definitely tagged him. When he turns to you, he's definitely appears more pissed about the inconvenience of you messing with his mode than
Oh,
anything.
just wait. It's about to get a lot more inconvenient.
Yeah, when Hitler's sewing machine fires up, it's going to get ugly.
All right. Zom. Okay. Next up is Hitler's. Nope. Next up is Bash.
So I have a question. I think I can do this, but I'm not 100% sure.
Sure.
Can I go into the wall of the temple and come out behind her?
That'll take a full move, but yes.
Okay, so here's my second question. Can I do the full move except for coming out behind her and do it on my next turn, or will that take up 2 turns? Does that make sense?
No.
You can do a shock move. Basically, go into the wall. Next turn, crop out behind her and whack her.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yes, you can do that.
Okay,
yes,
that is
basically
definitely what
this
I want to
turn
do.
you were just in the wall, experiencing the whole of the temple. It feels actually a little violated. Doesn't feel good. This is not a safe space. You're not feeling good about this whole experience.
I guess you got to ask.
So Frederick directly in
I
front of
probably
you.
should have.
Directly in front of you, Frederick, the dryad you know as Bash just touches the wall and seems to fall into it.
Awesome.
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Okay, so these elves, they're not drow, right?
No, they're half elves. They're
They're
half
half elves. They're half elves, kind of ugly, including the one up in the rafters.
No, the one up in the rafters is a full elf. Ben, check your chat, please.
Okay.
My bet is Rakshasa.
That's a good bet. So
I mean,
Vic,
the presence of Lady Coruscant here.
yeah,
She's
3 of them.
she's a fucking business owner.
What? She's a
Yeah.
business owner. She's trying to help the elves, obviously, work on their property. It's property management. That's what she does.
She does property management.
Yeah, she sees you guys coming in, and a thoroughly hateful look appears on her face, and she goes, "You, ah!" She's just spitting nails. This one.
Oh, good.
Super mad. However mad she was the last time you saw her, like buying the inn was nothing compared to how mad she is now.
Addressing your response.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you. Cool.
All right. I'm gonna fire at the one on the ground. The one on the rafters is a full elf archer, just firing ordinary arrows from what we can tell. Hit Gyarados for 5 points.
Wait, say
The one that was in front of Bash was in front of Bash before he disappeared. The one to the left of LJ, LJ's fighting.
okay, so this one right here,
Yeah.
just cast a spell at you guys that was horribly ineffectual because it only affects maximum 10 hit dice creatures. This one right here just got attacked and thinks y'all are just ants. This one is Lady Coruscant. This one right here is on the second floor and fired 2 arrows at LJ and Garlos when they came in.
Okay. I'm going to go for the one to the left of LJ. I don't want to hit LJ.
Okay.
Miss. So 3 volleys, 3 arrows each.
Cool. Definitely tell me what you roll.
Yeah, I will do that.
A sound
Right.
like dripping linoleum fills the air.
Hold on. Let me get my glasses. Yeah.
And then Levrin, you're going to be up next, and then Garlos.
So does let's see, plus a 28. Trying to think, we don't have any other spells going on, right, that are enhancing?
Correct. No.
Okay. Is a 28 hit?
There was a bless earlier, but it's
Expired. Yeah.
It's expired.
This-
Yeah, 28 hits.
28 hits. Okay. Okay, that threatens to crit. It was a 19. So yeah, if that, then this one will hit as well, because this is a 30 something. It's like 35.
Okay.
Yeah, 35 exactly. Then the third, 37.
Okay, that's all.
So I will tell you, so 3. I'll roll the dice, and each arrow, let me write down. I can track each arrow and its bonus. So it's within 30 feet. So it's point blank. Is it 30 feet, Victor?
40 feet.
40? Okay. Close enough? Okay. Okay, so that means each arrow is going to have a base of 9.
Okay.
Plus 9. And then rolling each individual arrow, the first volley. And the second one critted, by the way. So that's a 5, a 6, and a 4. That means that's going to be a 14, a 15, and a 13. So you got that?
Got that.
Okay, very good. The second one critted, so that means, yeah, it's triple damage on each one. So the first arrow does.
No, the crit's only triple damage on the first arrow because it's many shot. Only the precision crit based stuff that affects the first.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, then let me add up this one. Plus 9. Let's see. One of them can be 11. 11 plus 9. 15. 14. 11, 15, and 14. And then the final would be 11, 10, and a 14. So that's my matrix there.
Okay.
Any appreciable damage or reaction from the creature?
Yeah, the priest falls, or the half elf falls to the ground.
I see little ninja's face.
All right. Falls to the ground. Does he do anything else? Does he dissolve? Does he explode? Does he go bleh?
Sorry, I'm trying to check something else while I'm doing this.
All right.
What? Okay. All right. Yeah, the half elf falls to the ground, writhing. A pretty ugly death scene as far as death scenes go. He takes a solid moment to finish falling to the ground, and yeah, he's not happy about dying. Next up is Levrin, Mr. Helder, sir.
Lev is going to see that familiar face
Mhm.
and decide it's time to cast Disintegrate.
Yeah.
So, Victor, if
Excellent.
I could have you roll the Fortitude save before I roll damage, just so I know if I'm rolling 5d6 or 21.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
The save is going to be 22.
I think you're right. Brandon, can you roll me a d20, please?
Sure. Oh, they've got freaking spell resistance, right? 15.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Lady Coruscant laughs as your spell bounces off of her.
Bullshit.
Well, we'll probably have to wind up doing what we did last time, Brandon, is
He's like,
LJ.
hello again, do-gooders. I see you've come back for more.
Now, don't let me in with them.
Oh my god. It's Garlos's turn, and Garlos is getting he's getting a healing potion.
Okay, we'll just leave it alone. I'll clean it up in a minute.
Yeah, that's an important thing to know. Definitely leave it alone. In a minute, it can be cleaned up. It's possible. Alright.
Okay, so who's still standing and who hasn't acted yet?
Thank you. Lady Coruscant, the half-elf that LJ hit, and the elf up top shooting arrows at you guys are still standing. None of them have acted yet, and neither has the priest in the middle. After you go, they go.
And Carlos is going to cast command at Lady Croissant.
Okay.
So she needs to make a save versus command.
Nice. Garlos also needs to roll a d20.
Holy shit, Nash.
Oh, nice. What command does he give the elven or the human landowner?
Masturbate.
Oh my god.
She's going to be busy for a bit now.
The Lady Coruscant is above masturbation. Apparently, she laughs off your attempt to entrap her with magic. Oh my god. She is okay.
Not human.
Her response is okay. I've not heard that one before. That was good.
Would you cast Big B's dildo or something?
You did command masturbate. Yeah.
That reminds me, Victor, I've got a book that you may be familiar with that I want to know if I can use to pull spells from. It's a second edition book.
Dr. Seuss?
No, if it's no. If it's a second
But-
edition book, no.
It had a conversion to 3.5.
What book is this?
The Book of Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
No.
Oh,
Fuck.
literally.
Wrong campaign.
You mean I can't?
I'm actually in a campaign that would be useful spells.
I can't cast freaking orgiastic storm in your game. This is sad.
That is a literal spell that someone cast in the campaign I'm in. Yeah, it caused all the merfolk and pirates, as well as the characters, to fuck. It was a great spell. And no, you can't cast it. All right.
Sad.
The Lady Coruscant cast a swarm at LJ. Or sorry, Lev.
Sad.
Summon swarm. Saving throw none, spell resistance none.
You're got some feedback from.
Can you mute, John?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, man.
Saving throw none, spell resistance none. Basically, a swarm of
Gummy bears.
rats. A swarm of rats carpets the area within a 5-foot spread around LJ, viciously attacking his entire hex. Let's see. Any damage and stuff will occur on your turn, LJ. Basically, you can fight them off and only take 1 point of damage, or you can do nothing and take a lot of damage. Spell casting and concentrating on spells within this form is impossible.
Are you talking about LJ or Lev?
God damn it, the spellcaster,
Damn.
Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard has a bunch of rats all over his ass. Mr. Wizard can run from the rats and take damage, or he can stay there and fight them off and take a lot less damage.
Can you run and jump on LJ?
I mean, LJ's in combat, so yeah, totally. That's a thing that you should totally be able to do. No.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, that's what happens. Damage will be assessed based on Lavrin's actions. Second, guy fighting.
What happened to Brandon's? Okay, there he is. Cut out for a second.
You guys may care about the woodworking, but they don't have to. Fireball.
Okay.
Where did I put my fireball?
This is the guy in front of LJ casting it?
Yeah, he's gonna make a spell casting check first to make sure he can cast it. But yes.
Yeah, would I get an attack of opportunity on him for that? I seem to recall something about that.
Not if he makes his spellcraft. Combat casting.
Is it spellcraft or concentration?
It's combat casting. Combat casting is what keeps you from getting an AOA. AOE. That's about 20-foot radius-ish right there. It's basically pasting it on LJ's behind. Basically, just LJ and Garlos are going to be in that. I need a save. Fairly low, all things considered. DC is 15. 15
I
or
made it.
okay, so half damage for you guys. That's right. Good job.
It looks like Victor combat casting just gives a +4 bonus on a concentration check made to cast the spell while on the defensive.
All right. So that is good, important information to know. All right. So, but does it give you an attack opportunity for someone to cast a spell? That's the actual question. Look that up because I'm really interested to know that.
I'll look that up.
That's really good information to have. 25 points of damage. So 25 divided by 2 is 13 divided by 2 is 6 for you, John. 6 points of damage for Garlos. I believe that's 13 for LJ. And one arrow piece again. Both missed. And the elf above you fires twice and misses both of you. All right. Next up, top of the round, LJ.
If you fail to check the
Everybody kill the lady. She's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Rakshasa.
Oh yeah, priority target.
Why do you assume she's a Rakshasa? She could just be the landowner who just recognizes you and doesn't like you.
Yeah, right. And I'm Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
says here in the casting spells section of the SRD, if while trying to cast a spell you take damage, you must make a concentration check. If you fail, you lose the spell without effect. The interrupting event strikes during spell casting if it comes between when you start and when you complete a spell, for a spell of casting time 1 full round or more, or if it comes in response to your casting the spell, such as an attack of opportunity provoked by the spell, or a contingent attack such as a ready action. So that doesn't expressly say, yes, casting in melee gives an attack of opportunity, but I feel like it implies it. And I don't want to spend too much time digging while we're in the middle of the game. You're muted, Victor.
You're muted, Victor. Correlation is not causality. No.
Okay.
But look it up in your spare time. Totally ready to adjust my universe and attack you while you're casting spells. I mean, and allow you to attack the monsters while they're casting spells.
Well,
Totally
see,
ready
that's
to
the
do
thing. I don't cast spells in melee combat.
that. Of course you don't.
Not as
I've
Lev.
never seen you cast spells in melee. Ever, 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 ever.
Okay, there was the one time with
There was the one
with
once.
the Titan.
It meant nothing, honey. It meant nothing.
I mean, he was gonna die anyway.
Right? It was just we were on vacation. It was a weekend. I was drunk.
Okay,
All
well,
right. So, what do you do, LJ?
I turn on the sewing machine.
Lay it on me. And I do now need to know what your 2 hits are.
Okay. So
Okay.
for the first one, I have 24. For the second one, I have 28.
Those 2 hit.
For the third one, I've got 27. For the next one, I have 28.
Those 2 hit.
For the next one, I have 29. And the next one, 23.
Those 2 hit. All right.
Awesome. Then I will threaten to critical with 2 of them. And the critical threats are 27 and a lot more.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
I think it's
All
like
right.
pushing 40 or something.
Roll your attacks. Roll your damage, sir.
2, 3, 4. 5. 68. Okay, starting with the criticals. I need to break the calculator out for this.
You got this.
14. 13. So first one does 27. Next does 25. Oh, hang on. 27 plus 25.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
writing it
just
down.
I'm just trying to
25.
not trip myself up here.
You're good.
Next one is 16. And 3 15s. So that totals out to 113.
All right. He is very put out. You may have actually pissed him off today.
That's the idea.
He's definitely wounded. He's definitely taking some umbrage at your attacks. Next up is Bash.
All right, I'm going to try this and see how it goes. I'm going to step out of the wall and attack the drow or whatever it happens to be.
There are no drow.
It's a normal human landowner. The lady Coruscant.
You attack the bitch. That
Yes,
works.
Coruscant will get attacked. Let me see. That is 36 minus 2, 34 to hit.
Okay, you get a +2 because you're behind them. Definitely hits.
Okay.
Yes, the normal human wizard, the normal human landowner who knows 2nd level wizard spells.
Yeah. Doesn't everybody?
Oh, nice.
Oh, as the folks in the Mages Guild can attest.
23 for damage on the first one.
I'm going to take a bio break.
All right. Okay, she definitely knows that you exist. Go ahead and do your other attacks.
15 plus 3, 5, 6, 7. 37 to hit for the next one.
That hits as well.
It is good, but I'll take it. 12, 13. 14 for damage.
Okay.
+7. This one may not hit. 7, 8, 9. 19 to hit.
That definitely misses.
Okay.
All right. And so for LJ and Bash, I'll tell you you feel like you should be damaging them more, but you're definitely not seeming to get through and do a whole lot going on here. Not a lot is happening. All right. So that was Bash. Next up is Frederick. Frederick.
Okay. I'm going to run to where I've got a very clear shot at Lady Croissant and hurl my dwarven hammer at her. Thrown attack.
You can go. You're good enough to go here, and you've got an angle right between the priest and the other and the half elf.
Good morning.
Okay.
Those are bad guys that aren't in the game right now. We're playing over here. Everything
Give it a shot.
Okay. Shooting. Let's see. That is a 36. Does that hit?
They all do different things.
36
all in
hits.
your imagination.
Okay.
It's not, so those are just markers to let us know where stuff happens. Okay. Go to bed.
2d8 plus. Okay. Damage is Or 14 points of damage.
All right.
Blunt force trauma.
Blunt force trauma. She definitively shrugs it off. She definitely recognizes you and definitely doesn't like you and definitely sees you, but doesn't seem to be taking a huge amount of damage from that.
Understood. All right.
Next up
damage.
is Levrin.
Okay.
Okay. What is the feasibility of Lev casting Dispel Magic on these rats?
Literally impossible. Read the spell.
Okay.
All casting and concentration is impossible.
Okay, then I will get the hell out of the way.
Okay, where does Lev want to go?
Southeast.
Run towards
I
the
want
other
to
elves. They can
still-
save you.
I want to still have that one Rakshasa on the left, or the one elf on the left in my sights, but I want to have some cover from the other two that are otherwise engaged.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Tell me one more time what you're doing.
He is going to move southeast in a bid to keep the opponent on the left in his sights, while staying out of the sights of the two on the right that are engaged.
Okay, so he's at the base of the back of the door right now, so he's basically getting to the right of the door itself so that he can still see the elf up top, but that the Lady Coruscant and the half elf cannot see him. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Doing so, he gets out of the swarm, but enough of the rats get him. So it's 4, 5, 6 points of damage.
Ow.
From rat bites. Fortunately for Lev, rats are not poisonous inherently, so he does not take any further damage.
That hurt. That hurted.
I'm sorry.
At least those are boost bites.
Right? Garlos, your call, my good sir. Right there.
Okay. Carlos is going to cast silence directly next to her. And then flip her.
I mean, that's legit. That's legit. All right.
Silence, and yes, it's golden. Please feel free to fill her with arrows and like dirt clods and railroad spikes, whatever you can find.
Okay, give me a d20 anyway, John.
The adds?
Add your level, your casting level. 3, I think. 4. Add 4. D20 plus 4. Okay.
Rafe, go to bed, buddy.
All right. Now it is their turn. Let's see. They are otherwise engaged. The priest. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The priest attempts to cast a spell but cannot because it is silenced. Unfortunately, he does not have spell resistance. And I just double checked, and you still have to take spell resistance into account. Spell resistance applies if the resistant creature is within the spell's area of effect of an area of effect spell. It protects the resistant creature without affecting the spell itself. So unfortunately, she was able to resist the sound 54 radius. I know. Yeah, spell resistance is a tricky piece of crap. I usually hate it, unless... No, I just usually hate it, actually. All right.
How much damage did Lev take from the rats?
5
Okay.
or 6 or something. Something survivable. 6.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the phalanx of Illyrians moves into the fray.
There we go. A wall of wind appears, crossing the width of the area. Basically, just this whole upper right corner of the whole area is just a blur of wind.
It stops missiles, arrows specifically.
And that is Lady Coruscant, and she's functionally ignoring you.
Good to know.
She seems more intent on the rest of the party. And the one facing LJ. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. Well, it didn't not work. Oh shit, he has a lot more they can cast. So yeah, another fireball. Fuck it.
Fucker.
I mean, they're not huge fireballs, but they're fireballs. Frederick, Garlos, LJ.
Okay.
Reflex save, DC 15.
See, that would give me, let's see, which might be
Well over.
Yeah, I know. He can't do a lot of damage, but he can do a little damage.
16.
24 points of damage.
12 into 6.
Yes. And the elf on top. The elf on top turns is totally gonna fire at you, Bash. What's your armor class, sir?
22, I think plus 1. So
Oh my god, the elf on top double fumbles.
Well, he also shot to the wall of air too, didn't he?
No, he didn't realize the wall of air was protecting him. He snaps his bow.
Ooh,
Okay.
that sucks.
Yeah, he's super mad and pulls out a short sword. He can't do anything yet, and especially not from this distance, but he's ready to come down and party. Top of the round, LJ, your turn, sir.
LJ is going to go ahead and switch to the
Check chat.
bastard swords. It's a good thing I wrote the stats down for that. How might different spells affect them. And you know what? Give me one reason why I shouldn't drop like 80 freaking ducks into this temple.
I've
the
never.
wind. The wind could be a problem for the moment.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
What's the problem with the wind?
It could be epic. It's Ducknado.
You want a tornado? The ducks are bad enough. You want
The ducks do not target friendly targets.
Yeah,
Make
we
it
don't take
Canadian
damage.
geese. It'll be totally from hell.
Let me see.
I think it's a great idea.
The wind wall, how
Go
far
to bed,
does it
sir.
extend?
You know, we have a couple of wishes.
Well, let's not use it for this.
You know what?
No.
I think I won't summon some 80 or 100 ducks this time, just because it makes the sword go away, and I would like to dual wield with it.
All right. Mm.
Okay.
Because I'm large and I can do that. So instead of sewing machine, we're going to be the slashing machine.
You could also duck wield and use the sword's ability to become a giant duck.
I don't think I'm going to do that this time.
But know that it's a possibility.
I'll keep it in mind going forward. But
How bad
again,
could it be?
considering I'm indoors, maybe as an outdoor thing. All right, Vic, are you ready for the attack rolls?
Is the swarm gone, by the way?
Yes, please go for it. And I literally just remembered the swarm.
Oof. 27. 30.
Those two hit.
25.
Misses.
27.
Hits.
Another 27.
Hits.
And 26.
That hits.
Okay, I've got to actually no, just one threat and a crit. And that will be 31, so that crits.
Just triple checked, and the swarm is stationary.
That's awesome news.
Unless
I
you're a
love that.
druid. And the Lady Coruscant is many things, but she is not a druid.
Rafe, go to your room, buddy.
Okay, I need more D10s. These are 12s. There's one. It's an 8. It's an 8. Okay, that's probably fine. Just roll these a couple of times. Okay, so the first attack, which is the one that crits, is 27. I then have a 14, a 13. Oh wait, no, I'm doing this wrong because they're two of the dice per damage thing. I'm sorry. So starting over, the critical is 43. The next one is 21. The next one is 15. And I need to roll for the other two. The next one is 20. And the next one is 23. So that will total to 122, Vic.
Hey, come here, buddy.
Dungeons and Math.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dungeons and Math. I'll be your calculator. All right.
Satan's abacus.
The half elf shrieks and grimaces, falling to the ground.
There we fucking go.
Yeah.
Your last two slices pierce his shoulder and digs, your critical digs severely into his shoulder blade, spurting a green Icarus blood all over the place.
Yeah, Rakshasa.
What? What do you mean? That's a half elf blood. That's half elf blood, totally.
I used to be a half elf. You can't lie to me.
Bash, you're next, sir.
Okay. What do I want to do here? I'm going to go ahead and attack again, or try to.
I'm going to tell you about a thing that you can do that
Okay.
people often forget. Power attack. You can take a portion of your attack bonus and add it to your damage.
Attack bonus. Where do I find? What is attack bonus? What does that mean? Sorry, that's probably a stupid
Okay, so
question.
what's when you're no. When you're attacking, what's your bonus to hit?
Let's see, 3d6 plus 7.
No.
7.
To hit. Your
Oh.
your 2 hit bonus.
My bonus is a +2 to hit.
Bullshit.
Okay.
How did you roll a 37 to hit?
Because I had a 17 on my. Oh, I see. Look at the actual attack. I got you. 17. I'm sorry, on my first attack.
All right.
My bad. I see what you're talking
It's all
about.
good.
Okay.
The hardest part about communication is the belief that it's occurred. Okay. Your base attack bonus, if I remember correctly, is plus 12. So you can take up to 12 points from your plus 17 to hit and add it to your damage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, there are those of us who might recommend not doing all of your to hit bonus because you still actually want to hit.
Right. Okay.
But it's a thing that you can do, and you have to declare what and how much you're doing it before you attack.
Okay, I got you. I will take 6, and I will do a power attack and try that. It can't hurt.
All right.
16, so 6 minus, it's going to be 11. Now, so 16, 17. 27 to hit.
Hits.
Sorry, did you say that hits or misses?
That hits. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. All right. And then 11, let's see, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21 plus 6. It's going to be 27 for damage. Now, can I still do the other 2 attacks? Or do I have to declare that 6, that half?
No, yeah, you can if you're power attacking, you have to declare it for each attack.
Okay.
But you can still do all of your attacks.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do 6 again, and then 6 minus 13, 6, 18. 24 to hit.
Purely because she was ignoring you, you hit her.
Okay.
She's definitely not ignoring you anymore.
Okay. 9, 10, 17, 17 plus 6, 23, or I'm sorry, 23, 24, 25 for that second one. And then the last one, I'm not going to take anything for a power attack on, because if I do, I will not hit her for sure. I still might not. 22 to hit. Does 22 hit? Sorry.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I had to double check. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I didn't know if I missed it. 11. Wait, what was that? 11. 11. 7. 18, 20, 21 for damage for that last one.
All right. You have her undivided attention.
Well, that's good. I'm glad she takes me slightly more serious now.
She's like, who the fuck are you? All right. She actually does seem a little worried about her day and how it's going so far.
I am Groot.
Levrin.
I found a neat little spell that I'd like to cast at the one that I kept in my sights. It's called
Okay.
Prismatic Beam.
Nice.
I'll go ahead and roll the spell resistance check. If I recall correctly, Victor, it's just a d20 plus caster level versus the spell resistance of the creature, right?
Correct.
Let's see if he tastes the rainbow on this one.
So 17, that's going to be 28.
All right. Roll him, damage him.
Okie doke. Hee. Actually, I don't roll damage just yet.
Okay.
I
What does
roll.
it do?
I roll a d8 to select which color of beam from the prismatic spray list it's going to be.
Okay.
I'll bet I know what it is. Anti-magic?
Well, it's random.
Was
That's
random,
a
okay.
3, so he gets to make a reflex save of DC 22. No, 21.
He does not make it. Oh, wait, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's good. He doesn't make it.
Okay, that's 80 points of electricity damage.
Electrocuted health.
Crispy.
Yeah. Zip.
Zap.
Beam. Yep. Like stuck his eye in a light socket.
A thoroughly crispy elf falls through the railing down to the floor.
This is fun.
Lady Croissant agrees.
God, that's a cool spell.
Yes, it is. I'm glad you got that.
Y'all want to hear the other effects?
Shoot.
All right. So you could take 20 points of fire damage, 40 points of acid damage, 80 points of electricity damage. There is a poison effect, which will just kill you. On a fortitude save that's successful, it's 1d6 of constitution damage. A 5 will turn you to stone, negated by a fortitude save. A 6 will basically just cast an insanity spell against a will save. A 7 will send the target to another plane against a will save. And 8 is struck by 2 rays, roll twice more, ignoring any 8s.
Sounds like kind of like a Swiss Army knife spell.
A little bit. I really can't wait until I get a 7th level spell so I can just have regular old prismatic spray and be able to do this to multiple enemies at once.
Oh my god, yeah. Devastating. So that'll be 14th level to do that?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
I think she's busy, guys. Don't judge.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Forgetting where she is for a moment, the Lady Coruscant throws aside her robe, reaches under her frilliness, and touches herself inappropriately. She
It worked.
is actually attempting to masturbate mid-combat.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Oh,
You have a -2 to hit. Distraction check. All right, the priest is looking horrified at all of you.
what? What? We're effective.
He's just utterly stunned.
Carlos shrugs and says, "We're not nice people."
Chaotic neutral paladin. What else do we need to say?
I'm a paladin
Yes.
of freedom, damn it.
This is kind of what she gets for calling us do-gooders.
He
Yeah.
dives for the door. The
She-
priest runs for it. He is running towards the back door there, and he doesn't seem to give a fuck about his armor class lost. So he's going to make the door this round and open it. He's basically, this round, he'll be halfway through. By the end of the round, he'll be
So he
halfway
stuck
through.
around this whole time, but when she started masturbating, that's when he's like, "Oh, I'm
That's
the
where he
fuck
draws
outta
the
here."
line. That's where he draws
Well,
the
he
line.
tried to cast a spell a second ago, but the silence 15-foot radius kind of stopped it. So
Ah,
he was trying to do stuff. He just couldn't.
ew.
Hey,
I see.
there's the thing. All right, top of the round, LJ.
Well, if we didn't scare the guy before, I'm gonna scare him now. I'm gonna cast Baylor Nimbus.
You
And
can't cast anything. You're in a silence 15-foot radius.
oh, I'm in the silence too.
Yeah.
That's sad. Okay, well then I'll just shit. Then I can't talk either.
Hand wave.
Yeah, because the priest is looking. All right. Well, I'll just make a couple attacks on the human landowner. Nice.
She's busy. You're interrupting her, Ben. Brandon, you're interrupting her.
No,
We're in
he's
private time.
stimulating her further.
Yeah, I mean, she seems like the kind who enjoys a little bit of pain.
Mhm.
Okay, you actually got me there. She is into BDSM.
Then I can't talk. I can't even make a witty comment about it.
I don't know, just all magic, whatever. But it seems useful to be able to have the silence spell to shut her down.
Well, if I
Spell
recall
caster.
correctly, she wasn't shut down by it.
Oh, she's not, huh? Okay.
No, I
Spell
don't think so.
resistance.
Yeah.
Well, does that mean that she can hear what we say?
No, because we're affected by it. Do we get a will save against that actually,
You
Victor?
can try though. No, there's not a will save against silent for radio.
No, what I'm saying is that you can speak, and she might hear you. You might not hear yourself say it, but that's
Give me
okay.
the witty comment and make your attack.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll make the witty comment. LJ is gonna shout as loud as he can. I know you're gonna like this one, whore, and hit her with the old 32, 35.
Those hit.
One threatens to crit, and on an 18, I'm pretty sure that that confirms.
An 18 does not confirm.
Oh no, I mean just an 18 on the die. If you want me to add my my attack bonus and my bonus to
with your
confirming
attack
itself,
bonus, that confirms. Yeah.
yeah, it'll be like pushing 40. So 1836. 47 damage for one of them, and 23 for the other.
Just enough. And the Lady Coruscant is surprised out of her self-pleasuring moment when you attack her, and falls to the ground with a pair of rapier thrusts, giving her
They were bastard sword swipes.
Oh, okay. When you hit her with your big rhythm stick.
Bastard sword is what I call my penis.
Hmm.
All right. The Lady Coruscant falls to the ground, writhing, and after about a round, she reverts to her Rakshasa form, as do the other half-elves. The elf does not change form.
That sucks.
The Froderick takes a flask of the holy water and pours it in her mouth.
It boils.
And just says, "So, cunt, how was your vacay? Was it good? Fuck off, bitch."
Bash is going to go over to the door where the priest just left her and see if he can get the priest to come back in here and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, good idea. Somebody go after the priest.
Well, I was going to let you get it all out before we bring him back in.
yeah. Let me. Yeah. Okay, yes, I do take the hammer and I do hit her a few times. Ruin her dental work. Well, maybe we wanted to ask her a question. That would be interesting. That would be fun. Speak with dead. Maybe I shouldn't do that. What do you think?
Well, I mean, are we going to need to bring her back to life to do it? Like,
No. Speak with dead is not bringing him back to life.
Oh, come on, it'd be great.
No.
No.
I mean, I don't know what she's going to say to us. I feel like she's not going to comply with anything we ask.
Well, she's going to be very resistant to it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'm not terribly interested in doing this whole rigmarole with the Rakshasa.
Okay, then face smash with
So Bash, hold on. So Bash is currently facing after the priest, yes?
Right, yes.
Just to like the door, maybe through the door, but like I'm not chasing him all over the temple or anything yet.
So Bash, you run to the door that he went through. It's a small. Yeah. And by now the flames have dispelled.
I think he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think so.
Bash, you
The
run
green circle.
you open the door. It's about a 10-foot hallway, and then say this correctly. You open the door. It's a 10-foot hallway, and then another door. Both of those doors are open. You can see the priest just fucking booking it.
LJ
He's
is
outta
going to
here.
follow after Bash.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after the priest. If I can see him, I'm gonna see if I can catch up with him.
You can hear in distance. He's squealing one word. Awkward.
You're quickly able to catch up with him. He doesn't run as fast as a dryad. Few people do in the woods.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to ask him why he's running. What's going on? What has happened here? Before we showed up, what happened?
Well, wait, okay.
When you stop him, he's basically in fear of you. He looks at you strangely and says, "Why did your friends kill an elven warrior?"
I will apologize and tell him I don't know why, other than there was very much confusion when we came in. We were very confused and we were trying to sort out the situation. Can you please help me understand what is going on here? We don't wish to harm him.
LJ would like to jump in on the conversation with a diplomacy check and say we were attacked and we considered hostiles all those who attacked us.
Give me a diplomacy check, both of you, please.
Ooh, baby, that's a 29.
Did I roll a 20 for that?
Yeah, D20 plus your diplomacy.
Okay. That is a 26.
All right, you'll get a +2 bonus because you're a dryad.
Good point. I think I'm doing something besides beating the crap out of them this time. I'm trying a different approach.
I'm proud
Because
of
we
you.
are in this elven temple, and I have that much respect for Corellian Lotharian.
Yeah, good call that.
Okay.
His sense motive is good enough that he trusts you.
Funny, Brandon.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm starting to behave a little more appropriately. Thank you for your support, gentlemen.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yes.
All right, he is swayed that you guys are not more evildoers coming to evil do the other evildoers. And he tells you that the Rakshasa and Homeboy have been summoning weird ass creatures and torturing the townsfolk.
No.
He doesn't know that you spoke to the princess. So he tells you that Ciriwak and his monsters have been just trashing everything. And the priest, is entrusted with the Moonsword, which the Rakshasa have been trying to steal from him in order to ensure that Ciriwak is unbeatable.
And you are under our protection. LJ will let him know that we've spoken to the princess and we're aware of the general situation with the monsters and the corruption of the plant life and such. But I don't think we've heard of this Ciriwak, have we?
That's the brother of the princess, right? That turned evil.
Oh yeah.
Jack Ciriwak.
Yeah. But I want to know the priest's name.
Bilasar.
Bilasar?
Bilasar, yeah.
And if you type it in the chat, Vic, just because my fun with elven phonics is...
No, it's spelled how it sounds.
Say it one more time.
I'm kidding.
Fuck you, man. Ilisar, okay.
See, spelled how it sounds. All right. Yes, you're able to. Philosar basically asks, like, "What are you guys doing?" And he appreciates the fact that you are, helping the princess, but do you think you can take on Ciriwak? Is his question.
LJ will explain the situation of how we rescued the. He'll do it briefly, but how we rescued the princess from the fire giant's dungeon, and how she said, "Oh, come visit me here." And so we just thought we'd take a break from the fire giant dungeon and come see how everything is going. But since things appear to not be going well, we figured we may as well lend a hand while we can.
Bash will point out that on our last adventure, we just fell into a boss fight and somehow stumbled through winning. So we're pretty confident we're okay. We have a centaur and a tree person and a gnoll. We're good.
Carlos asked the
It's
priest
still
if
probably
Rakshasa was particularly into public masturbation, because that seemed to be her thing.
He's like, who knows what lurks in the heart of evil creatures?
Wow, I kept reading that as a novelist. Okay. That makes more sense now. This asshole novelist.
He's this asshole.
All up on his high horse here.
All right. The priest basically Priest Philosar brings you back into the temple, goes back into the temple, brings Bash and LJ back in, and unworks a seal at the heart of the temple room itself that allows him to open up the floor, and underneath the floor is a short sword that glows with a pale light. And he says, "This is the moon sword. It is of unusual power against demons and the enemies of the elves, those drow. And I believe, with some surety, that yes, the elves.
Okay, that's what I figured.
He's like, this is what you're going to need to take him out. And I mean, he looks at your group and the carnage you've wrought, and he's like, I mean, you might be able to do it on your own. This is just really helpful, and this is
we actually can use all the help we can get.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
have
not the one to wield the sword. So who would LJ or Bash be better suited?
You could probably just take the moon sword, since it's a short sword, Joel. You could fit it into your bow and just fire it like that. Just fire the sword from your bow, isn't it?
We've had this discussion with the weight ratios. I haven't investigated enough, but no, I'm not going. No, a sword fighter needs to be using that.
Okay.
LJ can wield it. It's a little bit less than ideal, but he can do it.
Is Bash better suited?
Bash, if I recall correctly, has invested a lot of feats into the great sword.
Okay.
I think the best person to use it might be Blodgett, actually.
That's sneak attack. Would that multiply on something like this?
Yeah, Blodgett or Garlos both can use a short sword.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
To good effect. No, John just stepped out, so it's hard to see, but he just stepped away.
Okay.
So yeah, both of them can use a short sword to good effect.
I mean, I'm not bad. I mean, my base attack is plus 17 on a blade, but still, yeah, I'd rather have somebody more qualified with a blade.
True story.
Okay. Well, what
Okay,
else?
then when they're both back in the game, we can discuss who's gonna get the moon sword.
Roderick asks Philisar, basically, he asks him, may I assist in cleansing the temple of these foul beasts by taking them outside? What is the what is your protocol for dealing with these things?
He says, if you guys can take them outside, then I can take care of the rest.
Should we burn them outside of the village or something like that? Or
He's just burning them in the village square, or at least outside the temple, would be fine.
okay, I don't wish to offend, so
He appreciates it.
okay, very good. That's what Froderick will work on, is taking the bodies out and keeping an eye out for any other enemies,
Okay.
and taking them to taking them out of the temple because they don't belong there for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
They're
LJ
evil
will
and they're
help as
dead.
well.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'll just drape bloody Coruscant across your flank and give her a good spank as we're going out the door. There, Rakshasa.
We need to go meet up with the princess now, right? Like that's step 2.
Yeah,
Once
because
That
we
was-
now
that was
got
the
the
idea.
item that we were supposed to get, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
All right. So you guys want to head back to where the princess said she was going, which is the dock up on the north side of town?
Yeah.
is the priest uninjured, by the way, before we leave?
Oh, he is
Frederick.
he is himself wounded, but now that you guys have gotten rid of the problems in his universe, he casts a cure moderate wounds on himself and asks if any of the party need to be cured as well.
Actually, Bash could use your assistance. He is down a little bit. If you could, that would be very kind of you.
And he looks at the dryad and is amazed that a male dryad can take so much damage. He's like, how old are you, good sir? My dear tree spirit.
Um,
Oh,
Ben,
Ben stepped away. That's
yeah,
why.
he stepped into the wood of the walls in his house.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
running. He's running back. He's
Sorry,
coming there,
not as old as you might think.
Okay.
He asked how long your morning wood is, but
Ben, he heals.
What time is it right now?
Ben, he heals 28 hit points of damage.
Awesome. I will thank him profusely for that.
Okay.
and Lev has got a slight wound. Can I use a first aid
Yeah.
kit on Lev?
He's like, yeah, that's my cures. No, he can do another cure light wounds. He'll do a cure light wounds on Lev.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Lev's
Yeah,
gonna
let's
come forward like, I have a boo boo.
yeah.
I have a bald patch.
It really hurts.
The rats nibbled my bum.
All right, so 10 hit points healed for Lev, 28 for Bash, and then he's got to save the rest for himself and the townsfolk because there's some other townsfolk that are wounded, obviously.
Roderick
Understandable.
thanks Philisar for his medical assistance.
You are very welcome, sir.
Garlos will tell him he needs to have a druid speak to the birds about the death of the Rakshasa so that her death may be known on all of Twitter.
I was going to feel bad about the next encounter, but I don't.
Yeah,
On that
yeah.
note-
Put her on. Her photo of her dead body is on Instagram.
Yeah, on that note, I'm gonna take a bio break.
Me too, because that was good. Thanks, Sean. I'm gonna go play with myself while thinking of that joke again.
It's shit like this that keeps me from bragging about this group. All right. For those of you who are not horrible punsters, the let's see, bring it back. area over here is super quiet. You don't see or hear anybody. All the elves and activity that you saw previously are gone.
It's too quiet.
It is definitely too quiet. You make it back up to the main part of town. The crossroads.
If we're unassailed, LJ is going to start doing spot and listen checks.
You are unassailed so far. So go ahead and give me the spot and listen check rolls, please.
Okay. That's going to be 32 and 30.
Was
Garland?
listen spot checks?
I'm just having LJ do listen and spot just out of good habit.
Yeah, good point.
We are unassailed, and I don't like it.
The only sound that appears even slightly normal is the sound of the creek that runs over here. But it
This
sounds more.
implies sounds that are not normal.
Well, the sounds that are not normal are the sounds that are vacant, like the lack of any movement at all in the trees, the lack of birds, the lack of small animals, even the trees themselves seem to be holding their breath.
Would that give us a slight bonus to a listen check, Victor? Because any noise that is made is going to be a little bit more apparent.
So that's what I'm
But the-
describing.
Oh, okay.
And then for the brook, for the river that flows nearby, it seems to bubble and split more so than rivers tend to do when you pass by the area of the river itself.
So the river is louder than it usually or should be,
More bubbly than it should be.
as in something's been mixed in with it.
Well, you don't from 45 feet away, you have no idea, but it's something more than a regular river. Something is odd about the river.
Y'all, I've got an idea if y'all want to check it out, but we can still check on the princess first.
Your call.
I guess check on the princess first, but remember the ring of water control? It might come in
Yeah,
handy.
that's true.
Yeah. Elemental water control.
You
Just
come
something
up
to keep in mind.
here to the docks,
Hmm.
and so far you have not seen yourself a princess, and you continue to not see one here at the dock itself.
Frederick looks for tracks other than her own.
Okay, give me a roll, please, sir.
Of course. Okay, pretty good. 13. Tracking to me. 24.
All right. Okay. Frederick casts about and looks and says, "Hold on, an elf lay here, and another." Finds a pair of tracks moving off to the side. They crawled.
Bash ass in the biblical sense.
No, in the literal sense.
They ran over here to the south and were followed. The tracks lead away from the battle. There was a battle in this area. The tracks lead away from it and south, further south. Do you wish to follow?
I relate what I find to the gentleman that what they've just heard and suggest that we pursue.
Agreed.
From your estimation, Frederick, there was a battle of at least 5 elves and 1 troll.
How much blood spilled, or can I gauge the?
You gauge that at least one of the elves appears to have wounded or has fallen, and the troll's remains have been dumped into the river.
The trolls' remains were dumped into the river?
Yeah.
So it seems that they prevailed.
It does seem that they prevailed, but then they headed south.
Okay. Guess get some fire spells ready in case of troll attack. What time is it? What time of day in the lighting?
It is now about 8:30 at night.
Okay.
In the forest, it is definitely dusk. You're hitting nightfall.
Hmm.
Guys, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Say
I
it.
have dark vision.
Me too.
Who here doesn't have dark vision currently, or infrared?
Lev.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think Lev's the only one who basically is blind at night.
I believe
good.
Carlos is as well.
No, Garlos is an elf. He is.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Lev.
It depends also on the phase of the moon. Bright moonlight, actually, there's quite a bit of difference between that and the new moon, or if it's overcast.
We do really need to link up too to find out what's happened.
Okay, well let's go ahead and find her while we
Hey,
still
quick,
got some. Yeah.
quick thought. Do you want to try to use your ring for the water control?
Okay.
The water control thing, I believe, only really works on elementals.
Okay.
No, it actually does other things.
I'm gonna let
I
you
looked
plot.
into
I'm
it.
gonna go take a bio break.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what your plan was to use it to begin with, but I'm just thinking, like, do we want to do, like, I feel like we should gather as much information as possible before we run after them, especially if we're running into like an infested forest. Like, I'm considering trying to talk to the trees again, which will probably make me sick, but might be worth a shot.
Okay. No, that's a good idea to get more intel.
Right. I didn't know if your ring would tell you anything from, like, if you could gather any information about what's going on with the water, or maybe there's just troll bubbles. I don't know.
I don't think that ring does that. It just
Okay.
does physical controls. You can bring, I think you can do like wall of ice, and you can create like water, for a party,
Gotcha.
a drink. You can do things like that. There's like 4 or 5 different effects. I think it can affect water elementals.
Okay.
I'll have to look at the entry again. No, but that's a good point. You're right. We don't want to run into a trap. I guess what I should have asked Victor is how old the tracks look, and that would give us an estimate of how far they may have gone. So good point. And talk to the trees.
Well, I don't know if it'll work. The last time I tried it, I think it was just like a terrible experience, but it's worth doing again. Like,
Let me think if there's a druid type spell. I don't think I've got any off the top of my head. Hmm.
I mean, and it could very well be that the elves are just hiding again. You know.
Yeah. Well, as they say in Aliens, they may come mostly at night, mostly. Um, but it would be good if we could find where they are,
Right.
before it gets much later. What else could we use? Hey, Brandon, are you able to do any kind of scry? Um,
I do have a scry spell prepared, yeah.
that actually might be one of our best ways of intel.
Well, we need a target.
Okay. What do we have some, do we need like just something that we got from the princess?
Well, I need a target for the spell. Who am I scrying?
The princess is a thought. Uh, or her brother, either one. But we're trying to find her in the party. But the wounded elf, for instance, you could use the blood that we found from his the wounding basically as a focus to see where he's at. Well, no, that wouldn't work necessarily if he's dead.
Yeah. I think it would probably just be best to meet the princess at the docks, and if the princess is not at the docks, then we do some scrying from there.
Well, no, that's exactly what has happened.
We're not at
Yeah,
the
we went to the
docks, are
docks
we?
and they're not there, is what I've got, right?
Yeah, that was my
I
understanding. And
I
there's
thought we were still on the path towards it.
No,
No.
no, that's the docks right there, just to the to the far
Okay.
northwest.
Then
I,
that is my misunderstanding.
well, that's why we're talking, so we can.
No, it's
Then
okay.
yeah, I mean I could do a scry on the princess, see what's up.
Okay.
She is a familiar target. Probably get some kind of bonus to it.
Well, she's also, if she's in danger, she probably wants our help, so, relatively wouldn't be terribly resistant, I don't think. Though I wouldn't be surprised if the miasma of the forest may throw in some penalties.
Don't give Victor any ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, I already did actually. That swarm, we were talking about it at lunch today.
You're a bastard.
Well, not the cast on you, but on Froderick actually. I was just telling him there's different ways to tie up an archer, or kind of basically screw my game a bit. So
Well, he decided to screw mine with it, so screw you.
well, you took okay. What you took 5 points of damage, and I asked the priest to heal you. You're fine.
Yeah, it's still a quarter of my health.
What is your hit points now anyway?
My total is 21.
Still, I think you got
Damn.
a point of Constitution back.
I did, and that took me from an 8 to a 9, which does not change the modifier.
Oh shit. Okay. Fuck. How many points? How many points of Constitution did you lose from the Ion Stone? That was. Or
2.
was it? You two, so you just got one more, right? And you're back to where you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I can find like some boots of Constitution +1 or whatever the fuck, I'll toss those bitches on, and that's 11 hit points right there.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Well, let's see. So
Although
you're
with enemies doing as much damage as they do these days at our level, 11 hit points isn't a huge difference, which is why I never take the Ion Stone off.
well, you still got the ring, right? That helps reverse some of the damage from -1 to -0 to -9.
Yeah, it gives 10 HP at 0.
Right. Okay. Well, every little bit helps.
Yes.
To increase
Yeah.
your survivability, and you're not expected to
It'll
be on the front line.
it'll save my life like between -10 and -20, but like with the Titan, when the worm exploded, it took me down to -80. Yeah, ring didn't help.
Well, yeah, I mean that took Zach out. Jesus.
Yeah.
And who else got bit it? Bash. That was from the giant though.
Bash died
That
on
was
the
from
giant.
Giant King, Fire Giant King, which was very brave to do, to engage him at close range. I think that guy's a bastard. Was bastard.
Down now.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Yep, he bought it on his own mountain.
I think Garland should probably make his job to cover the mage's arse as far as that goes, because he's got a little bit of armor and abilities, and makes a nice rear guard.
Excellent. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, covering Lev is a good idea. Um, he's our powerhouse, but just a little. Yeah, the ion stones. Yeah,
He's a pure mage. They don't have hit points.
Yeah. So what level are you? Total character level, Brandon?
LJ is 12 and Lev is 11.
Okay, so at 11, so wizards get 1d4 plus whatever the constitution bonus, right?
Correct.
So even if you roll all fours with no constitution bonus, at 11th level, you'd have 44 hit points.
Yes.
So you're actually kind of like at 2.5 or 3 points, let's say, per level. You're almost about where you should be if you get one more your constitution back, 1 point back.
All right. So what madness drove them in there?
So Brandon has an idea about the scrying.
Sure.
Yeah, now that we're at the docks and the princess isn't here, Lev is going to try and scry on the princess to find her location.
All right.
The rest of us will post to Facebook.
You find her LinkedIn profile. Skills, being a watery bent.
If you're going to have her do a will save, Victor, the DC is 20.
Cool. Thank you. That was my next question. All right. So I guess the 6 doesn't make it. All right. You scry upon her, and you can see that she is in a forested area. Appears standing next to her are 3 elvish fighters. Their wounds appear to be bound, and looks like they are tracking something or someone.
And it's an OnlyFans page, so you have to pay now.
Damn it. I PayPal $20. Okay. Is there anything familiar about the surroundings?
No.
Can I tell what direction they're heading? Based on shadows, can I infer north, south, east, west?
Give me a survival check.
Oh, not what I wanted to hear.
You fail it, you die.
18.
West.
Okay.
Can I tell how fresh the tracks are?
Fresher than most of my jokes.
That's pretty fresh. Well, gentlemen, are we committed to following them to the forest at night, finding them?
Let's bring them home.
Yep, let's go do it.
Hey, I'm going to politely ask the closest tree, and then I'm going to walk inside of it and go to wherever the princess is and pop out of the tree close to her. I'm assuming all these trees are the same kind.
You don't know where the princess is.
Well, but shouldn't I be able to figure it out from the tree network? Or is the tree network too broken?
You can definitely not figure it out from the tree network right now, unless you make another saving throw, and this one's going to hurt.
Okay.
Like basically, going into a tree, you're going to need to make another save.
Right.
But just talking to a tree, you don't need to make a save. But you can just like basically say, "Hey, trees, how you guys doing?" And their answer is, "Oh, the pain, the pain." So that's the conversation you're having right now.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Okay, cool. We'll just rely on the ranger
Right
to
now,
track
if the
them.
Lorax was speaking for the trees, the Lorax would be wearing a gimp mask.
I get that reference. Anyway.
I like the analogy. Okay.
The safe word was
Got it.
nonetheless.
We knew that the one slur was the dominatrix. All right. So you guys are following the tracks?
Yes. Let me just make sure. And keeping everybody just keeping a sharp eye out and try to go silently, quietly as we can. Froderick may have to get a little bit of distance ahead of LJ, perhaps.
Yeah, if you want.
It'd have to be quite a bit, wouldn't it? We could put a silence spell on him.
Not a terrible idea.
There you go.
Put a silence
Yeah,
spell
you
on
would
all
need
of
to
us.
be at least 30 feet ahead of the party in order to try to move silently. Do you
I
even
spent
have
my
move
last
silent?
silent spell in combat.
Okay.
Yeah, Frederick, do you even have move silent?
I do.
Okay, so yeah, you need to be 30 feet ahead, and then you can use your move silently to actually be silent ahead of the party.
Okay, I'll be 30 feet ahead then. You guys just keep me in sight.
Yeah, and just 30 feet ahead, LJ can rush up pretty easily to support you if anything happens.
Okay.
Hey, Frederick, what is your like move silently?
+8.
+8. Okay, I'm going to go with you because mine is also pretty high.
Good. Okay. I would feel better. Thank you. Alrighty.
Okay, Frederick and Bash, give me a move silent roll, please.
20. Natural.
All right, so total 28.
Yes.
Good to go.
Shit. I might have screwed us. 12 plus 9. 21.
21's still pretty good. You're above 20. All right, the tracks go up to the bridge that crosses the river. You guys gonna cross over?
Let's that water, get that water of the ring of elemental water control out.
All right.
Or pass it to me.
Yeah,
Might need
LJ.
it.
Actually,
Right,
Lev
but
has it, I think, so
Some
he'll hand it
of
to
them
you.
we're now in a forest.
Do I see anything on the far side, Victor, or in the water? Spot check. Roll is, let's see. Spot. 18 spot.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, you don't see anything unusual about the water itself. The power of the Ring of Water command is you could use it to command a water elemental or walk on water.
Well, there's a bridge there, right? So
There is a bridge.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I say going across this bridge, fuck, move silently. Let's move as a group, but not bunch up too much.
Yeah.
And move quickly.
Fly casual.
Yeah, fly casually, that's right.
All right. You were able to make it across the bridge without incident.
Amazing.
I take it the tracks still go west.
That is correct. They still go
Okay.
west.
Yep. All right.
Also, Victor, I'd like to leave V'ger behind at the dock, just in case the princess does come.
All right. V'ger is super happy to be your dock guard. It's like, I am totally okay with this mission, sir. This sounds like a great mission for me to be on. I will guard the dock. Nothing will get past. We're
No,
good.
no,
Suddenly
no, don't guard the dock. Don't guard the dock.
No?
Just let me know if the
Watch it.
princess comes. That's all I need you to do.
Okay.
Suddenly a panther claw comes out.
Okay, you start walking away and V'ger follows you. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I was gonna do the whole Monty Python.
Yeah, guard the guard. Yeah.
No. You stay here
Yeah.
until the princess comes. Then you let me know. Okay. So when should I follow the princess? No, you do not follow the princess. All right, so you guys look ahead, and it is now full on dark. The trees are pale, deathly pale in the moonlight, almost white. Bash, you can actually hear them crying at this point without even trying to speak to them. The pain of the trees is palpable. The tracks lead. The tracks lead up into this. Just the tracks take a sharp turn into the right when you get up here.
By the way, did we ever decide who has the holding the moon blade?
No.
Right now, I'm holding it in my inventory, but I've got a note to either give it to Garlos or Blodgett next time we see them.
Yeah,
We might need
John
it.
was here a second ago. He just stepped away again.
Yeah, we might need it sooner than later. Just a thought.
Okay, then I'll give it to Garlos for now.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Frederick gets his bow out.
Okay. Give me a spot check, Frederick. Regardless, they gave you a sword.
22.
A blade of mooning.
Nice.
22, Vic. You're muted, Vic.
I was talking to John.
Oh,
They,
okay.
letting him know that you guys gave him the blade of mooning.
Mm.
All right, so you see them at the same time they see you because they rolled pretty high as well. There's Rager. I feel like fucking with you today. Fucking just, stupid piece of shit maps.
Mm.
Why can't you be a good map like your mother? All right.
This is the princess?
Yeah, you see that the princess sees you at the same time you see her. She points to you to get down and come to where she is.
Okay. I then make a motion behind basically to get down and then become a head. LJ, walk real slow. If
Yeah,
you can.
LJ. I technically do have move silently.
Okay, yeah.
What's your
You need
what's
to
your, what's your move silent
My
bonus there?
bonus,
Ben?
my bonus is even positive. It's 5 because my dexterity is awesome.
Okay. Oh, that's great. That's just beautiful, man. That's just beautiful.
It just doesn't make sense for her to say, get down and be quiet, and then have, okay, bring the lot, Mr. Ed.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. She points across the way at the extremely large, big-looking structure, and says, like, yeah, this is the temple, not the temple, this is the meeting house of the elves, and where my brother is holed up. We saw a glowing form of a cat in the darkness, and we're waiting until we can figure out what the hell it is before we do anything.
Okay, I asked the princess a quiet question.
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah, because before we try to kill her brother, I'd like to know if she wants to have him healed or taken out from under whatever dark influence he's under.
I do not know that the evil he has done can be redeemed. Even were he to return to his former self, the reality of what he has wrought upon his home would break him. She cast her head to the ground and says, I cannot make that decision.
Okay, this is what I say back.
All right. Thank you.
So, okay.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to kill somebody's brother just because they turned evil, you know. Shit.
Evil brother. Evil.
Well, you don't have to listen to the trees crying.
Right?
Well, we'll get to that.
Ben's all like, do you hear what I hear?
I fucking don't.
No,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, the trees are just screaming because they loaded them up with amphetamines before the adventure, so they're having a bad acid trip.
You're not wrong. All right. Okay. You guys are looking out into the darkness at the
It's a glowing cat thing, you said?
yeah, it's a glowing cat thing we said.
Can I make out what it is a little more specifically with some sort of a like a survival roll or tracking or spot?
Well, I mean, you can give me a spot check to see if you can spot the glowing cat. Everybody give me a spot check to see if you can spot the glowing cat.
Okay.
See if I can spot the glowing cat in the dark.
24, yeah, with my infravision goes to 60 feet. And well, the moonlight's up as well.
Yeah,
Lev got a 5, so I don't think he does. But LJ got a 29.
All right, you guys do not spot the glowing cat in the dark.
No. Let's see, I made a 24 and I don't see it?
That is correct.
Okay. I asked the princess quietly to point at the area.
Show me on the doll where the cat touched you. She points towards the temple, or not the temple. What the fuck is this thing called?
Meeting house?
Yes, thank you. She points toward the meeting house.
The gazebo?
Yes. No, there it is. The heart tree. That's its name. It's a tree that has been turned into a house more so than others. It is itself alive, and also they have wound the elves over the last, several thousand years, have made the tree grow into such a way that you can live inside the living tree. It is the oldest and most beautiful of their trees, and it looks like hell. You can barely make it out. It's from here to here is about 120 feet. So you can't make it out with regular dark vision. Basically, looking at your normal sight, you can see in the pale moonlight that the tree, the giant building is there, but that's about it.
Okay. Let's see who Roderick says, okay, I think I'm gonna get closer. I'm gonna go to there's a tree just to the south west, like move through the trees quietly, and then to that tree.
Frederick, do you mean like this one or this one? One?
Well, that's too far through that first tree, and then to that brown. What is that?
That's an actual gazebo. That is actually a gazebo.
Oh, okay. Because I'm gonna totally shoot it with an arrow. But no.
No gazebos.
I'm gonna actually not be inside the gazebo. I'm gonna be on the outside rim of it.
Okay.
In case somebody throws a fireball at it or whatever. Kind of prefer.
Keep safe.
Yeah.
From that distance with your dark vision, you can make out the heart tree, and you can make out the outline of a large glowing cat slowly stalking in front of it. Gesundheit.
So basically, the princess and them they want to enter the this tree. That's where her brother is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Okay. Do I see anything else? Any other watchers or?
No. Sneezy McQueasy.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the group next to the princess and have a huddle up strategy meeting as best we can.
Those are the those are the three princesses warriors. Those are the three warriors that are with the princess.
While I'm thinking about it, I'll have Lev call Beecher back over. We found the princess.
He doesn't want to come.
Bastard.
He's like, I'm safe here. It's dangerous over there.
Pretty please?
No.
What the fuck?
He's got some good sense, which tells me maybe the princess Okay, so why is the princess putting herself in harm's way here? What do I get from that, from her motivation?
Saving her city, saving the
Okay.
village, saving the place that she loves.
Okay, all right. So she's willing to die for it if that's what it comes to.
I mean, that checks out for me.
Okay, I'm just making a moral decision whether to send her away or for her and them
You
to.
definitely get the feeling she's not down to be sent away today.
Okay, all right. That's all I need
Like
to
from her
know.
conversation, the way she leans, her manner in which she's directed people around. She's is basically the chief operating officer of the city, and no, she's not really down to let someone else take over her watch.
What's her basic capabilities? Just an estimate of her class and level.
As far as she's told you, she's a really good princess. You do not see her wielding a weapon at all.
Okay. Maybe she's a magic user, or maybe she'll use bureaucracy to zone out the evil.
Right? +5.
Yeah. Well, if she's a politician of any kind, I'd say more like plus 12 or 15 or
Yeah,
something.
sure.
But
Sure.
yeah. Okay. Gentlemen, so I ask her if it's better to attack at night, if there's some reason it's better to attack at night instead of the day.
She tells you that she's not she does not have a lot of hope that her city will last the night.
Okay, so we have a time crunch.
Basically, once Ciriwak drains the rest of the city's life force, he will be able to, uh, just basically, he's almost done draining the life force of the entire city.
Okay, so yeah,
So
Yeah,
he
and
really showed up at the
he
perfect time.
himself will then be far more powerful.
clock is ticking, so therefore we should strike now.
I mean, yeah, that's probably a pretty
Yeah,
good
that's well now versus tomorrow. Yeah,
yeah, right.
that's a definite. All right, you guys up for this?
It's now or never.
Okay. I'm going to cast protection from evil. And I think divine favor, I can't remember if divine favor affects the group or just one person. I think because it's only a first level spell, I think it's only one person.
Okay.
Let me look real quick, Vic.
LJ is
Sorry, I
also going to
don't.
cast divine power on himself.
Okay. Yeah, let's amp up. Uh Going to player's handbook. Let's see here. Divine power, I think. Yeah, that's just for me from what I can tell. What the hell did I get it? Paladin. I think it's a paladin spell. It's more than one. Divine power, come on. Just a second. Divine power. Because I need to look up the actual. There we go. Here we go. That's weird. Divine favor. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, that's not right.
Yeah, divine power is the one I cast.
Okay, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, divine favor. And I get a +2 basically. Uh, bonus on attack and weapon rolls for every 3. Yeah, +2 damage and attack, as well as aid. That is another one. That is a first. No, that's a second level. Okay. So let me put that in the chat just so I
Okay.
remember. Roderick. Casting from evil. Divine. Favor. And aid.
Roderick casts AIDS.
8. Bastard. Which gives temporary plus 11 HP. I just rolled. Okay. All right. So what's the main entrance is facing the north, Victor? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Was
Right.
it couple of double doors?
Yeah. These double doors are huge and built into the built in such a way that they intertwined within each other. It's not easy to see how exactly you would open it, but she assures you that they're cantilevered. They're beautifully done.
Okay.
For all the world looking at the front of this place, the double doors themselves make it look like a scenic forest, a forest scene. But as you're looking at it right now, the forest scene itself seems to be twisting and cruelly, as if the animals that are within the forest are cruelly devouring each other.
Is there any entrance besides the front door?
Oh yeah.
Bash could find one.
I
And
mean,
I don't know if Bash
we
can right now.
We can
This
ask
is
the
very
person
bad.
who lives here. We can ask the person
Okay.
who lives here.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not sure
true.
if Bash can walk through a wall right now or not.
Okay. Well, I put a deal in
It's getting scarier every minute.
Okay, I put a message in there. Frederick's going to go back to the gazebo and draw a bead on that cat. I think taking out the watcher is the quietly is the
What
best
do you mean
first
by
step.
rush the flank?
How far is the cat from us?
120 feet.
So from where you are right now, like from where Frederick and the princess are right now, the cat is 120 feet. The gazebo 60 feet. It's basically right in front of the doors. The princess
So-
says, yes, there is another entrance here on the side. It's very similar. And she tells you how to get in from the side if you want to get in that way.
I believe that is the wisest thing to do.
How about we split a part of the party? A couple of take the front, and then the most bulk of you take the side to flank them.
I'm not crazy about this idea.
Would you all prefer to just go in through the side?
Yeah. I
If we
wouldn't
can
bother
avoid that
trying to
cat,
shoot the cat.
maybe yeah.
It's-
If we can avoid it for now.
If it's like 120 feet away, that should be just out of your range.
It's double. Actually, what it would be now, I guess 70-foot range, it would be one range increment off. -2, I
Okay.
think, is all it would be.
That's not the end of the world, but I don't think we need to shoot the cat, and the clock is ticking.
Okay, well, let's go then. Let's all go try the side door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go around whatever side we need to avoid the cat seeing us. But I'm going to keep an eye on that cat. If it starts to do something, I'm going to go ahead and hit it.
Okay, so you guys are then going to go
To the southeast, I think, to the tree, and then creep around the tree.
Okay.
You think? Sound good?
So before we do that, Bash is going to cast Pass Without Trace. And that's going to give us all a 10+ bonus to dexterity and stealth.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
make us hard to detect. As long as we stay within 30 feet of each other, except to magic. So it may be completely a moot point here, but just in case.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay. People who read.
Google has made us millennials good for something.
Stupid elven triad bitches. Fucking stupid. Just resin. All right. The cat doesn't see you since you're passing without trace and appears to ignore you and your invisible party of do-gooders. And it would have gotten away with it too if not for you and your damn friends.
Yeah, meddling adventurers,
Mm-hmm.
meddling dryad.
Lev, you sure you don't want to hang out a little bit further behind and just take the slow rock?
No, I
You
don't
sure?
want to do that. I'm sure.
Stay within the 30-foot, I would say.
All right, you all make it to the doorway just fine. Fucking stupid path without trace.
Why don't you get ready to cast Dispel Magic in case somebody hits us with something? Just a thought, since
Okay.
we're bunched up a bit.
I can have a Dispel Magic prepared.
Okay, very good.
And
All right,
Victor, I would
so
like to have that specifically prepared as a counterspell to someone casting something.
Okay, that's pretty legit. You come up to the side doors. The doors, basically the forest glade scene has twisted over itself into something far more ugly than usual, and it does not easily open.
okay, so it's warped a bit.
A bit.
Does
Bit
LJ
warped.
need to hit it with a little bit of strength?
Okay, push
Yeah.
bars.
Put a little bit of muscle behind it.
How about LJ? Yeah, let's just burst in and
Yeah, I think violence of action from here on out is, and we snuck up on them apparently this long.
Yeah.
All right,
Blow that thing open.
give me a strength check, please, LeJ.
All right. 29.
All right. LJ is able to push the door open.
All right, then.
It hold on one second. It fights being open, but definitely you're able to get it open there.
All right, I'll peek my my head in and see what's going on in the behind the side door.
Inside, it's a 20 foot wide by 40 foot deep room that opens out into basically the room covers this area here, and it opens out into a much larger area. This whole thing appears to be one, basically goes 40 feet down and then opens up into about an 80-foot 80-foot diameter meeting room with multiple tiers going down, and ornate sculptures and works throughout, going up above, both going down and above. It's both just beautifully interwoven. You're looking at the inside of a living tree, and it's just the most magnificent thing you've ever seen, except for the fact that it's pulsating with red and black veins going through the wood, and the sculptures that have been, bound over decades by manipulating bits of root and leaf into shapes of unicorns and fairies and forest creatures, now resemble devils and humans being tortured and elves being flayed open. Ahead of you, this would be about basically 40 plus 40, about 80 feet away. you see a very handsome elf, just wickedly handsome young man, standing standing at the edge of a huge pit. The floor of this area seems to be falling into the pit itself, and you can't see into the pit from where you're standing. Standing next to the very handsome young man is a kind of looking over his shoulder, guiding him. Is a 9-foot-tall, vaguely humanoid creature covered in hideous scales. It's got huge wings and a sneaking, prehensile tail.
I'd
From
like
it,
Lev to make a planar knowledge check on this creature to see if he can identify it.
it's a devil.
Okay. What kind?
Cornagon. It's not a nice one. It's not a nice. The area in front of you, basically the 20 feet by 40-foot section in front of you is covered in chains, as if somebody took like just every type of chain that they could and just threw it all over the floor. That entire area from here to here is just covered in chains.
Oh, hold on.
They're littering the ground. They're not like in the air hanging or doing anything. Basically, somebody was probably going to do a Sabari show and then just decided not to and let it rest.
I'm playing my game right now.
I'm playing with my friends, Dad.
Okay, yeah.
Stop bugging me.
Okay, yeah, just let me know.
It's
Yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons, Dad.
Less than fair, so. Gonna get it?
This
The
is
real enemy. The
Sorry.
real enemy here is going to be that devil. If we can kill the devil, we might be able to salvage what's left
Okay,
of
that's
the
weird.
princess's
Okay.
brother.
Upon its head,
Nice. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
upon its head, the 9-foot-tall Cornagon has a beautiful head of hair. Something that Lev knows is very weird and unusual. But it's basically imagine a 9-foot-tall, vaguely humanoid creature with hideous scales and a beautiful head of hair, huge wings and a sneaking, prehensile tail. And that's what you've got facing you.
Does he have horns?
It's Farrah Fawcett.
Yes. It doesn't have horns. I mean, it has a couple of horns. You maybe sticking out of its hair. It's hard to tell at this distance.
If this, I don't remember exactly what a Cornicon is, but if it's the type of devil that I think it is, this is going to suck.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just a little shebangy, shebangy, wangity, wangity, hoobity, hoobity, goody, goody.
Okay. Well. Interesting.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Because it makes it easier for the rounds to go in order.
That's a vicious lie. But anyway, it's initiative is 19. Here we go.
Keeps everything from happening at once.
LJ got 20, Lev got 16.
I got 13.
13 and 13, right?
Froderick in it 19. Okay.
Roger that.
Also have plus and Vic. Guess what? +5 versus Outsiders Evil. Because I finally chose my my favorite enemy when I hit the next level.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see if it makes any difference.
All right, LJ.
It's probably just a
Your
fluffy
turn.
bunny.
LJ is going to charge the devil, and we're gonna rage and go for
Okay.
a grapple.
All right.
So let me just adjust where I'm going to be looking at for my combat bonuses.
Sure thing.
So 16. The grapple is going to be 39.
Oh, you don't get there. You're very cute, though. I appreciate the fact that you thought you would.
Oh,
So, give me a reflex save, please.
okay. That's a natural 20.
All right.
So 31.
31. Good job. LJ, you charge clumpity, clumpity, clump, clump, clump. Hippity, hoppity, Easter's on its way. Across the chains, which grow razor-sharp barbs, come to life and attack you.
Yeah, said watch the chains.
You did. That's the thing that he said.
Yeah.
It's +1. So. No, that makes it easy. 11 points of damage since you saved. Good job. You can keep charging and just give the creature an attack of opportunity again if you want.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, cool.
My full armor
That's the
class is
creature.
30.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you need my flat-footed, but that would be 25.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a save if you just keep charging. All right, so add on another 13 points of damage.
Not the end of the world.
No, it is not. It's not at all the end of the world.
It's going to be worse if I don't tangle with that devil.
All right. You come to the part where you can see into and across this area. So I want you to imagine. So this, what is essentially the top of the tree, is also the dimensions of the pit that we're dealing with. This is an 80-foot diameter pit, or 80-foot diameter room. And in the middle of the room is a 40-foot diameter pit. The elf is at the edge of the pit, and the demon is basically, we're going to be nice and say the demon is at the edge of the pit too. In order to run and tackle the demon immediately, you will need to jump the 40-foot pit of hell. Do you wish to try that?
You only live once. Well,
Yeah.
actually, in this game, sometimes more than once.
Right. I mean, worst case scenario, you fall into a pit of actual hell, and the party has to go to hell to find you. You got the ring, though, right? You can get back.
I severely misunderstood. I thought they were on this side of the pit.
I placed them where I placed them. I did not place them on your side of the pit.
My bad. Then you know what? No, I don't want to do that. I want to use the Mighty Duck Avenger.
Okay. You can absolutely use the Mighty Duck Avenger.
That is the appropriate response to Satan.
This is what's called a contingency plan. And,
I see Satan, I summon ducks.
Yeah. I'm going to summon 5d20 worth of ducks.
Sounds good to me.
This is awesome. Cool.
That's 78 ducks.
All right, 78 ducks appear.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh, we get to see them in
Damage.
action. This is great.
Damage on that. Let's see here. Okay, they'll take 12d10 damage, and they also have to save versus a 7th level day, a day spell with caster level 7th. So that would be a
They'll take 7d10 damage.
take.
Number of ducks divided by 10 gives you the level.
That is the caster level. It says opponents take 1d10 per level.
Caster level equals number of ducks divided by 10.
Okay. I
So
understand
everything is
now.
based on the number of ducks. Everything
Okay.
is based on the number of ducks.
Yeah. Guess we got to get our ducks in a row.
Yeah, I need to get my ducks in a row. The will save on it is going to be a piddly 12. But that's still 7d10.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it obscures, the diameter is 70 feet. So the ducks at this point completely fill the room.
Where are all my freaking d10? I just had them a second ago.
Obscuring all visibility and damaging all non-duck related people.
I guess ducks to be them.
It definitely does.
I guess if you want to say duck you to a demon, that's the way to do it.
Oh my god.
So they take 10.
Regardless of the amount of damage, the demon's thoroughly confused.
That's
Yeah.
the idea, Victor.
You see, going, I did not see that coming.
Did not. He definitely did not see 78 ducks coming. That was not on the list of things to do today.
You just got to imagine that this guy's got to be pissed and confused.
I think it's confused first and then pissed, but yeah, that's
First, he's like, "What is this centaur doing, charging me across a hell pit?" And then second, "Oh shit, he's shooting. Where did the ducks come from?"
What the fuck? What the duck is going on here?
All right, that's 44 damage.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, the ducks are pecking and flying around in an absolutely insane manner. Next up, Frederick.
Yes, so is the demon with the chains? It looks like that's in the between LJ and us. Okay.
The demon with the chains is visible.
Okay, I'm going to move up to where I get a clear shot, or yeah, move to where I get a clear shot.
Okay, you get to the doorway. You've got a pretty clear shot from the doorway. She's standing agape at the maelstrom of ducks to her right.
Okay, I fire 3 volleys in. 3 by...
After a 20-foot move, you'll be able to make 1 volley for sure.
Okay. 1 volley for sure. 7, that is, yeah, 42. Does that hit?
That hits.
Okay. 3. And since it's at within 30 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and this is an outsider evil, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, in that case, that is going to be a base. Where's my base damage? There we go. 14 per arrow, so that's going to be immediately. Where's my calculator? 14 times 3 equal 42 points. 52. 55 points.
Okay.
And oh, what's the effect of the arrows? I guess I'll state before I go take a bio break.
She turns her gaze towards you slowly, coolly, with malice. The arrows themselves do not seem to have an effect.
Okay. Just as well. I'll be right back.
Next up is Levrin, Mr. Heldershire.
Okey doke. Lev. Let me see if Lightning Ray will do what I want it to do. It's got spell resistance, and we're fighting a devil here.
Trying to remember what 8 does.
Yeah, I figured that would be the case.
1 to hit. No, that's not it. Oh, Victor, sorry, it was 50. When I say it was 55 points, that's going to be, I forgot to add in the divine favor. 61 points. Not that it has any effect, but just for your records. Be right back.
What was the total damage of each arrow?
The total damage of each arrow, because I have them, let's see. Each arrow had a base damage of, give me a second, 14, 16, plus, there was a 5, a 4, and a 6.
Okie dokie. Thank you. That's what I needed.
Okay, very good. Keeping better records these days. Excuse me.
Good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
She definitely noticed you.
Okay, she definitely noticed that. Okay, that's good. That's good.
So yeah, you've got basically the demon that is behind LJ is looks like a woman with no clothes wrapped in chains. And the chains of the entire room have become barbed. Like there were chains lying all over the ground. When LJ rode across them, the chains sprung barbs and attacked him.
That sounds like a demon called a chiton or Crichton, if I'm not mistaken.
I like Crichton.
Crichton?
Yes, it's the demon of Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf? Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Victor, Lev is going to go ahead and hit her with another prismatic beam.
Oh, okay, cool. Prismatic beam is a thing.
It sure is. Let me get to that spell page. Okay. Do I need to roll spell resistance? I know we're dealing with a devil.
Oh, you definitely do. Yeah.
So it's 23.
All right. Roll damage.
I think instead I will roll a d8.
Or roll the d8. Yeah.
Oh, baby, that's an 8.
Ooh.
You know what that means.
No, I have a low memory.
Oh, it means I roll 2 more d8.
Okay.
So prismatic. Let me get to the table. Okay. See, she takes 40 points of acid damage and 80 points of electricity damage, reflex for half.
Okay. She made shitty reflex saves. The Kraton falls to the ground and dissolves amidst the chains.
Yay!
Yay, indeed! But with the combination of acid and electricity, the chains themselves vibrate as they are shocked by their connection with her, and then the acid tears into her, and the demon falls to the ground.
Holy shit!
And
Cool.
seems to be absorbed by the very chains themselves, which do not disappear.
What happened? What'd you do?
I rolled an 8 on prismatic spray and prismatic ray, and then I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Oh, so you got an acid shot on her, huh?
I got acid
Excellent.
and electricity.
Bash,
Oh, awesome!
adventure.
Oh, that's great.
Ben,
Fantastic.
the trees are screaming. What do you do?
I'm gonna hold my action.
Some things never change. I love you. Carlos, your turn, sir.
Okay, who do they have left?
Okay, across the so the circle of this area, so this is basically an 80-foot diameter room. In the middle of that room is a 40-foot pit that just everything in the room is being sucked into. You can just feel it, like opening the door, you can feel even the wind is just like at your back. The smiley face, who is definitely smiling and super happy, is the 9-foot tall demon, who is has a lovely head of hair, giant wings, hideous scales, and a snaking prehensile tail. And to the right of that human or that demon is an elf who looks very similar to the princess, except I mean, he's just amazingly handsome, but has this dark gleam to him. He seems to be vibrating with energy. Oh, and you have the one weapon that can kill him. FYI. Yeah, the moon sword. You have the moon sword. The moon blade, sorry.
Out of combat.
At the moment, yes, you are about a good 80, 90 feet away from him currently. Actually, about
behind EJ.
So into here? Okay.
I'm also going to actually get off the spell.
Yeah.
Hey, the ducks are still in effect, right?
To touch
Yeah.
the demon appropriately. Yes, nothing says hello like what? Touching my nuts.
All right. Yes. Okay. Ben pointed out that this is true. The entire 80-foot area is filled with ducks, because LJ used the Mighty Duck Avenger and summoned 78 ducks to fill this area. So you can't actually make anyone out. All visibility is basically null in this area at the moment.
Oh, shit.
But you know where the demon is, and so you can basically send the mage hand blindly groping around.
Try that.
Okay. All right. You hear a surprised yelp from the demon. All right, Bash. You said you had. Bash, you had a held action you wanted to use.
I actually do. I forgot about the ducks. Can I move as close as I can get, not towards the demon, but towards the elf along that south wall? Like I don't know how far I'm going to be able to make it in one move, but
All
I
right.
want to start heading
You can
that way.
do it a half move, or basically without losing any armor class bonus, you can make it to about there.
Okay, I want to do that.
Okay.
And I should still be using what's it called too, which might screw everybody else up, but I'll be okay.
Pass without trace.
Yeah, that. I think that's still in effect.
Basically, the elves themselves are going to get into the room and lose their shit. Basically, they've got bows raised and are trying to get a bead on anything in the room and cannot. Because the ducks. And the elf princess is going to cast a bless spell. And that'll affect you guys as well. As you guys, well, no, because combat's already begun. All right, she gives her warriors aids. She casts an aid spell. All right. I know, right? It's very important. Okay. All right, so I have 80 ducks surrounding me. What am I gonna do with my day? Fucking basically, yeah. I was having a good day. Everything was found. I was having a great day, and then ducks. Ducks and nut grabs.
Rethink the whole fucking game.
All right.
Fucking shit.
That's what he says. Changed my next round actions with that.
Yeah, sure it did. Yeah.
All right. And tries to get off the spell. So much and well, I mean, no, that makes sense.
Getting away from the ducks. Huh. Yeah, I decided to get the duck out of there.
You did indeed. Okay. After a teleport without error, he is able to do one action, and that is. LJ, you feel a sting on your butt.
Oi.
Got
The-
hemorrhoids.
The Kodogon appears basically standing where the chitin was previously, and whips out at you for 6 points of damage. Roll a saving throw. That is a fortitude save, please.
I would make that.
I mean, it's your call.
Well, you know how my reflex save is crazy, right?
Yeah.
My fortitude save is even better. That's going to be a 28.
All right, you are not stunned. All right, that is their turn. And we're now at the top of the round. Let's do one more round before we call it a day. We're at 10 o'clock, so one more round and then we're good. All right, LJ, top of the round. You have a demon on your tail.
Well, now that I've got him exactly where I want him,
Mhm.
I'm going to turn around and go for that grapple.
All right, cool. I like that. Ballsy.
Let me figure my grapple bonus again. $42.
All right. You have successfully grappled a demon. A devil, sorry. Yeah, you've definitely done the thing. You've got the devil by the tail. That is an interesting thing that you have decided to do with your life. So, all right, ladies and germs. Next, Frederick. Your friend LJ has decided to play Huggy Bear with a 9-foot tall devil.
I'm also going to try and wrangle him so that he's facing the party and not me. And I'm going
That's
to
very
tell
kind of you.
Garlos to, specifically Garlos, get his ass.
Well, if you want him to get his ass, then he'd be facing you, not the party.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be very clear about this, Brandon. I mean,
I'll just tell him, get him.
Yeah, it's just not very
Get it,
good at this
boys.
Zoom sex group sex thing. Anyway, it's all right.
Frederick,
Okay.
your shot.
Okay. Because Froderick, LJ, his arms are the part of him that's exposed, right? Can I shoot the devil with relative confidence of hitting him without hitting LJ or damaging LJ overly much? Like a demon today, or the devil.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say you can.
Okay.
There's
All right.
enough of the demon exposed. He's got, his wingspan is a good 15, 20 feet.
All right.
And these aren't flappy little flip arms. There's some pretty sizable arm things he's got going on.
So we got +1. Is it prayer? Is that +1 to hit? I can't remember that. Or bless, or what is it? Is that just
I didn't cast a bless spell. The princess cast
Princess.
an aid spell.
An
She
aid
cast it-
spell? Okay.
And she
all
cast
right.
it on the elves. She didn't cast it on you guys. She doesn't have enough to
Okay.
cast
Well,
it
it
on
wouldn't
you.
stack. It wouldn't stack anyway. I already got an aid spell. Okay. Rolling. Let's see. So let's see. That would be a 31 hit.
A 31 connects, yeah.
Okay. 28.
Yeah, 28 connects as well.
Okay, and okay, yeah, then a 33 would as well. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, and this is going to be a base damage. Let's see here. 2 times plus, oh yeah, plus 2, 17. 17 times it, yeah. 17 clear. 17 times. Let's see, that's 9 actually. Okay, incoming. Yeah. Let's see. That's for the first volley. 4 plus 9. Tracking all this, so it's taking a little more time, but I think it's worth it. 5, 3, and a 1. Then the other 4, 4, and a 6. Yep. And then another 4, 4, 6. Okay. So this is what I got. Okay.
Shoot.
Base damage for, okay, the 9 arrows hitting 17. That's 153 points. And then the individual arrow hits as rolled are 5, 3, 1, 4, 4, 6, and 4, 4, 6. And I can give you the total on that if you like.
Hold on.
Okay.
Cool. All right. I mean, your arrows definitely seem to have done a little something.
Okay,
Not
so
much,
that's
but they've definitely done a little something.
plus 9 plus 28. So that would be a total of 190.
You're not sure that you did 190 worth of damage to them.
I'm sure I didn't, but even at a 90% damage reduction, that would still be 19 points. It's something.
It's something. All right. Next up, Leveren.
McLovern.
McLever.
McLovin it.
Let's see. I am going to cast Missile Storm at the devil.
Okay.
So I'll do a little bit of spell resistance check.
By all means, please do.
On roll high. It's a natural 20.
I expect nothing less.
31. I really hope that makes it.
Roll and damage them. What you got with Missile Storm? What does that do?
That does 1d6 of force damage. For every caster level, I gain 1 missile to a maximum of 15 at 15th level. So
Okay.
that's going to be 11d6.
11d6 of force damage.
Yes.
It's a weird way to say those words. Okay.
So that's how it is.
All right.
Of horse damage?
Yes, 11d6 of horse damage.
Reading what's said. Oh. 2, 6, 5, 42.
All right, you definitely seem to have wounded the beast.
Just trying to whittle him down for that sword.
And Ben.
Can I get to the elf and do an attack within a move?
You can because of something that I forgot to mention earlier. The number of ducks has decreased. They seem to be falling into the pit at an alarming rate.
Okay.
There's about 35 ducks left, and they basically are just wandering the area at this point and trying not to die horribly. But yeah, so you can do a move, and you'll be able to get one attack off. You're basically going about 40 feet, 50 feet.
Okay, where's the pit exactly? Because I want to make sure I don't fall in there.
He's standing at the edge of it.
Okay, cool. I just want to push him in.
Whoa, whoa.
Or shove. I think the technical term is shove. But I just want to shove him into the hellscape.
Well, it was kind of an obvious move.
All right, go for it, Ben.
Okay, what do I need to roll?
Basically, you're doing we're gonna go with it as a grapple roll.
Okay. 19. Let me see what my grapple is. Grapple is 16. So do I add D20 plus my grapple? Is that what I do?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be 35.
That's a pretty good grapple.
It's 16, unless I'm misreading that.
All right.
No, that's definitely grapple. Okay.
All right. You were able to push him into the hell pit.
See, I was gonna try and go for the whole kill the devil, save the man kind of thing, but
Oh my goodness.
If he was any kind of true elf, I don't think he would want to be saved at this point.
Basically, Ben's right.
Yeah, that's what the princess said. Right.
with the advent of the devil information, I still wanted to give it a shot.
No, rock on. I mean,
It's fair to give it a shot. I don't disagree.
I think Levrin is nothing if not all for the redemption of the evil, so that they become good in the end.
I mean, I think that would be more LJ's thing, but
Oh, really? Is it more an LJ thing? Okay, cool. Whatever works.
that's more his.
Does he actually fall in? That's the question. That
He definitely falls in.
does he scream or say "yay" or right? All right. I just
It took me a second to get enough dice.
Oh no!
Jesus. All right. So who's in the building? Okay.
Ash, what did you do?
He falls past the level of the pit. With a scream that gains intensity and volume drastically as he falls lower. Quickly, however, he is out of your sight, but his scream is now an ear-shattering, just insanely deafening roar. The pit itself vibrates, the walls vibrate, and an explosion ruptures from the inside of the hell pit. And I get rolled a lot of dice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Kaboom!
That's yes.
Now
It is
let
a
the
very large.
earth-shattering kaboom.
We wonder
Where's the
where
earth-shattering kaboom?
this is where it was.
I'm looking for the T-38 assimilator. This makes me so angry.
That's not too bad. That's not. I mean, well, it's bad for some. No, no, no. Okay, it's bad for a lot more than I thought. It's 42 points of hell damage. Unless any of you are lawful evil, you don't quite get a saving throw versus it.
Good
Yeah.
thing we healed Ben before we set out.
The entire room vibrates. It's a wave of evil and hatred flows from inside the pit, floods the entire room, and shakes the foundations of the tree itself. The demon is gone. For any of those still
Figured.
alive to look. However, 42 points of damage to each person. Oh, that's a perfect number. John, how are you doing? How many hit points does Carlos have? Good. Yeah, it wasn't as brutal as I thought it would be when 13d6 doesn't kill as many players as it used to.
Is Lev okay?
Lev is outside the room, fortunately.
Good. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should be okay then.
Well, the elves aren't.
I mean, the rest of us have been dead so many times at this point; it doesn't matter.
Was is the princess shielded at all from the explosion?
The
Like
princess
elves?
is knocked unconscious.
Okay, that sounds good. About right.
The three warriors, however, did not have more than 30 hit points.
Wait, the princess survived and her warriors didn't? Man.
Their job was to protect her.
Okay, well, I guess they did their job then.
They did their
kinda
job
feel
very
bad for
well.
them.
They protected her. Yep.
They did.
And it sounds like that about wraps up the mystery here, gang.
I'm sure this won't come to bite us in the ass much later down the
Screw
road.
pulling everybody's mask off. We're just gonna go.
That was good. I like that. Just simple, effective. A little bit collateral damage, but you can't make an omelet without breaking a few legs. You know what I mean?
Right? You can't kill a monster without killing off a few NPCs.
The collateral damage was predictable, but also not guaranteed. I mean, you could have just fallen in, and that could have been it.
That could have been a lot worse. It could have been you that fell in. So
That's true too. Yeah.
that would have sucked.
Well, can any of the elven warriors be saved? Like with a quick application of spells and healing potions?
Not the warriors, no, but the princess, yes.
Okay, well,
Froderick applies first aid.
Maybe we could give the warriors an end of life baptism, and they'll be saved that way.
That's a good one. Huh. Well, we'll take them to the temple where the priest is. Take their bodies there, or ask the priest if we can take the bodies there and have them.
Good enough.
How are the
sanctified.
trees doing? What condition
slowly
is the
but
tree?
surely, the change is instantaneous, albeit slow. Everything feels better.
Okay.
Everything is slowly beginning to feel better. It basically is going from absolute pain to ouch, that really, really hurts. And then very slowly going to I can stop screaming.
Yeah, okay, that's what. Yeah, the trees are screaming. That's good. Well done, guys.
Totally would have failed that next spell resistance check, by the way.
16.
All right, the princess is back up and conscious after the healing potion from Garlos. She thanks you effusively for your assistance. Can't stop saying good things about you and thanking you for the work that you've done here. As a reward, you're able to keep the Moonblade once the elves realize that you're not only good people, but off to go fight further big bad monsters on your way around town.
What about that cat? I guess it disappeared too.
Yeah, the cat disappeared too. It was a hell cat.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
it did come back the very same day.
Yeah, you guys are actually just lucky you caught it after dark, because in regular light it's completely invisible.
Mm.
As soon as you can see your own hand in front of you, you can't see it. Yeah, Hellcats suck.
Check chat, Victor.
Chit chat, Victor.
The whole map is revealed.
Ta-da!
Look, it's Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. So
And
the
all this
water.
time.
What the fuck was up with the water? I'm curious about that.
Well, initially there was a green dragon, but I decided I didn't want to have you guys fight a green dragon as well as all this crap.
Okay.
Very kind of you, Victor. Thank you.
Also lazy, but yes, very kind. I'm gonna go with kindness. I'm a very kind person when I'm lazy.
Lazy kindness.
We've fought enough for one day. Let's wrap this up. So yes, the elves are super happy. It takes about a day for the trees to like be actually not in pain, and the animals to realize that it's safe to come outside and actually like join the rest of existence.
So we start hearing more of the cacophony of nature coming back the next day, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, birds and
The elves put you guys up for the night. You have a sumptuous feast. By all means, they bring out their best as far as horse brutality goes, and give it to you. All we wanted to do was use your phone. A reasonable request that you chose to ignore. Brad, don't be ungrateful. Ungrateful? Sorry. There will be a day when I don't immediately have that reaction to those words, and I hope it never comes. All right. So, and yes, it's Rocky Horror Picture Show. Did you guys want to do anything else in the Elf Village now that you have the Moonblade? You've totally earned it.
can you give us till next week at the beginning of the session to
I absolutely can. We can start at the
it's-
beginning of next session. We'll begin at the Elven Village.
sounds good.
Wait, he wants to buy all the poison he can? They don't sell that in the Elf Village. And they definitely don't. You go to fucking.
Sure that they don't have some Roundup or
The-
something like that.
Quick question: the hole that was in the ground in the middle of the tree, is it gone now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it closed probably with the explosion.
That's,
my guess.
that's what I was assuming, but I was just curious. That might have been a fun little quick way to get to hell.
I mean, yeah, if you ever want to go back, I mean, yeah.
Let's find people we don't like and push them in. That's like, right? Yeah, but push them in.
You guys finish the dungeon and there's just this hole straight to hell left over, and they're like, "We're really glad you guys helped us, but god damn it."
It's like, no, it's no problem. Just get those little yellow safety chains and put them all around, or that like the wet floor signs, or
3
something
kids
like
fell in
It's
last
a
week.
hell close.
Have you guys seen The Good Place?
Whose place?
The Good Place. It's
Oh, I've seen some of it.
Yeah, there's an episode where they accidentally create a portal to hell in the middle of heaven.
Oh, jeez.
It's kind of epic. and they're having trouble getting rid of it.
Yeah, I feel like if the portal stayed, then we'd be posted up here for like a month while Lev studied and figured out how to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, prismatic ray. I think you might want to keep that one handy. That's a pretty useful one there, Lev.
Which one?
Oh, the prismatic ray
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
beam.
definitely.
I guess I should say beam.
I saw that one and I was like, oh my.
Oh my. Hmm. Okay, so the elven village is saved and two yeah, it's only been two this week and last week, right?
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
No.
2 weeks to save an elven village. That's pretty good.
Yeah, this was a quickie against the tree.
Oh my god.
Needed that. Oh God. Ah,
That's why I come here. All right.
okie doke.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Will do. You
Take
too.
care,
man.
guys.
You too.
I'll catch up with you later.
Okay. See you later.
Later.
Laters, guys. Okay. Bye.
All right, good night, y'all.
Good night. Crazy fucking mooks.